is gonna end up being live, right?
Mm.
Five, four, two. And we are live.
Yes, we are. Hi, Trent.
How are you?
I am well. I am well. Another really great week.
I know, right? Anything special, spectacular happened this week for you?
Nothing spectacular. Just continuing the work in nonprofit, doing the work dealing with the homeless crisis and everything like that. It's so major here in Ohio. 25,000 evictions filed this year.
Mm, wow.
And so we're just trying to be a part of the solution.
So, would y'all like aid them in somewhere to stay, or how to get caught up on their bills, or is that
So
what
so
y'all
we do so we do two things. So I'm the director of housing services where I work, and so my
director?
depart my department, we do rental assistance.
Mm-hmm.
So but we serve in particularly at eviction court. So people who are there for an eviction hearing, we offer financial assistance to help them pay their rent. And if we can't help them clear out their entire balance, we give them something so they can create a payment plan with the landlord. And then we
Oh,
also have a housing navigation program where we assist people that are homeless or who are unstably housed. We help them find new places to live.
oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Shout out. And what is the name of your organization?
Impact Community Action.
Okay. I got some mortgage that need to be paid.
You're not in our county.
You sure?
We only serve people that are in that are in our
Don't,
county.
don't be like that. Here, help the children. What's Doctor say?
I
Bless
would
the
if I
people,
could, but baby, no,
and the
it ain't
people
gonna
are
go down
blessed.
like that.
Yes.
So, what about
Like
your week?
my week has been good. I got a chance to go work on a TV show with my best friend. And one of my really good friends, Gino. He's a makeup artist. You know Gino Freeman?
No.
Yeah, he's one of my good friends who does makeup, and he's department head in a new TV show that's about to come out. I think it's going to Prime or something like that. I think it's going to be on a streaming service. But I went to work with him this week on his show and had a really good time. We had a great time. I love to see people I ain't seen in a while in the makeup world, and just to get a chance to catch up and do a little makeup. They gave me this 70-some-year-old woman to do, and she was so sad. She looked at me. She said, because Gino has an all boy a trailer. His key, his third, and also they are all male, right? And when I did this lady makeup, she said, you know, I've never seen so many men makeup artists. And she's not lying because this is a field that's dominated by women, right? And a lot
Right.
of times, like even when I used to work at Sephora, white women wouldn't let me do their makeup because they never really heard of a man that does makeup until they saw me do makeup. Then I began to be, their go-to guy, right? But
Right.
baby, I had painted Miss Lady down. Do you hear me? She said, "Ooh, my character ain't never been this dolled up." And she was so sweet, white lady, so sweet. I had beat her face down, baby. I had took that time to smoke the end of them eyes out. Do the little open crease on her. Man, I had that lady painted.
So, did you put lashes on her and all?
No, because I didn't feel like pulling out lashes or nothing like that. I just
Okay.
mascara her little lashes really good and smoked up around her eyes. It was so pretty though. And put a little red lip on her. And when it was her coverage, she was like, I need hair and makeup. She hadn't moved, but she just wanted to feel that important that day. And that's one thing I love about makeup because the way it makes people feel. I
Yes.
really think that's my ministry. And I never stopped doing makeup. But sometimes you do get burned out from some things. But I love it. I love
So
it.
who was the first celebrity that you started working with?
The first celebrity I ever did was Ann Nesby. You know who that is from Sounds of
Oh,
Blackness?
mm, yes,
Do
yes,
you know Harvey Starr Washington?
yes.
Harvey got
I
me to
have I
do
have I have a story
yeah,
a bit about him and Tanisha, but hold on, let's go ahead.
okay. But Harvey used to be crazy about me, especially when I was had a thinner frame. You know what I'm saying? Before I traded that before I traded in for an Escalade, right? So he used to be crazy about me. Every time he see me at Continental, he would just roll out the red carpet for me, right? Um, and he said,
Uh-huh.
I got somebody I want you to work with. And he took me to her. We shot a video years ago. This video was a 20-hour video. And I remember having so much fun and thinking to myself, like, I can do this forever and ever and ever and ever. And it's been like that. Hey, Terry Lynn Fox. The Fox is
Invite your
in here.
friends, Fox. Invite your friends.
Yeah, share the live, y'all. Like and share the live. It's gonna be an interesting show today. We got some good people coming in with us today. Hey, Leslie. Hey, Giselle.
Barbie
Giselle
Royale.
Lord.
Oh, Giselle Lord.
JR.
Hey, Giselle Lord.
Hey, Don, Miss Punk News Network.
Oh, hey.
What's up, Trey Son? Trey Son, need to be getting ready for Black Universe. You sure? You got time to be on this live?
He got a little time to
He got
share with
okay.
us.
He can stone
Yeah,
and watch us at the same time.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't want to turn anybody, but everybody. We want y'all to let everybody know that hey, we're coming in to share lives of other people with you all on Thursdays. So please let
yeah,
everybody know what we're doing. We're not. This is not about necessarily drag and pageantry. It's
mhm,
about getting to know people for who they really are behind the scenes, who they are
yeah,
behind all of the glitz and glams of life.
yeah.
We really want to get to know people.
That's it. Hey, Avia. Yeah, we really want to get to know people. We don't. You know what? Everybody always like, go get the top girls, the most popular girls. But man, it's so many people on the scene that got so many interesting stories and
Hmm.
they just got so many great insights and outlooks on life and stuff. Just sit around and talk to people sometimes. You know, um, um, it's just very interesting like that, and I like to hear the stories of them too, because without the little guys and the people that run around, the big guys cannot exist. In a sense.
Right. To find out those untold stories.
Yes. Hey,
Yeah.
Morgan. Hey, daughter. Shout
Oh,
out to
and
Morgan Denise Jackson, baby,
oh,
aka
hey,
AKA
Tierney.
Tyrion. Yes. Let me tell you something. That
I
girl is
know
so gorgeous. I haven't
Tierney.
seen Tyranny in so long. Tyranny, I hope you're doing amazing. Um,
Chocolate goddess.
yes, yes. You know what? Tyranny's on her way to being such a problem in pageantry, and she just stopped. And I get it though. You find another avenue. And we're gonna talk about something about like that later, about what's after pageantry. Where do you go when pageantry is over, when there's no more light, there's no more stage,
Right. But
what do you
she had a
do?
child.
Yes, she has a child.
She has a child, and so so honey, let me tell you something. If you want something, which because you also are a parent, if you want something to shake up your world and make you change direction, bring a child into the equation.
It
Things
just
change
changes it
so
changes the
quickly.
trajectory of your life. It's such a different thing, and it also teaches you a different level of love too. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever just like it would be some nights I would just go open the door just to watch over my son. You know what I'm saying? It's a
Hmm.
different peace that you have and a different understanding of life and how to be there for people. And it teaches you how to survive too, because I remember not making much money when my son was living with me, but we never went without anything. And I made sure he had, even if I went without, it's that type of love. So it's very different, very different.
So, yep. And for those of y'all that are wondering, no, we are not leaving OPOV. We're just doing something else, while we're on hiatus. And then, if this picks up, we'll do this in addition to. So, if
Yeah.
y'all thinking we're jumping ship, we are not jumping ship. We love
Shout out
our
to
sister
Opal.
Chevelle. And no, we're not going anywhere from there. We're just doing
Mm,
a little something else
mm,
on top of that.
that's it. That's it. You know who I was thinking about when we were doing it too? Like people like T.S. Madison. T.S. Madison be on about 50 shows. I'd be like, man, this girl, she be getting to the bag. You hear me? Like she be on it. That is no lie.
Okay.
So we have a special guest with us too. That's gonna be dropping by and having a little fun with us. Um, y'all know her, but we'll say that to when she come in here. But there was a pageant this weekend, right?
There was.
Mr. and Miss GBO, Gay Black Ohio. Relinquishing the title was Nikki, Diamond Simone, and Kendall. I think it was three contestants on each side.
I believe so. Yeah.
Congratulations to Amari and Regina Anye.
Yes.
Give it
Give it
up
up
for
for
them.
them, y'all.
I didn't see a lot of that pass. I don't think a lot of it was. Did you get to see it at all? Mm-mm.
Just a little bit. Some people were going live, but I was in the middle of something, so I was kind of watching it when as I could. But I know Regina's been making some noise over there at Black America Plus,
Yeah.
and so it's really nice to see her.
Regina be having really nice things on. She one of her favorite systems was Westland. She was going out to Westland year after year. I think she was getting first run up like all the time except this last time. I always want to see her win. But it just haven't been in the cards for her yet. But I was happy to see her win Miss Black Gay Ohio. That
Yes,
that'll boost your morale. You know when you constantly doing these pageants and stuff, and you're getting first, you get in this, you get a little bit, you know, like, am I not good enough for this or something?
hmm
So I'm always happy to see a girl win. Like just like even going back to Rico Chappelle when he won, like I just love seeing new faces getting a chance to do something and prove what they can do on stage.
and I think that's important, right? Because I think that people let me back myself up just a little bit. When you
Hmm.
see a lot of people that say, "Oh, y'all were rooting against me," when people are wanting someone else to win a contest, and it's not that people are rooting against you; they're just rooting for someone else also,
Right.
and
They got their
they
favorite
want
too.
somebody else that they feel they want to see somebody else have their moment in the spotlight, have their moment to shine, and so you can root for more than one person at a time, but back to the what we were saying, that yeah, it's nice to see the other people have their rewards, and so it just shows diversity, and then it also shows fairness
Right, right, right.
amongst pageantry, so people don't get the idea that, oh, they keep picking the same people to win all the time, and and we definitely don't want that to be the case, because that can dissuade people from wanting to compete when they think, oh, this person is in it, so I know I'm going to lose.
Yeah, that's true. Um, well, congratulations and go out to you guys. Keep doing your shit. Ready to see you shine. Um, don't Terry Williams own that pageant?
I know that she is a major part of it, but I'm not sure if she is the sole owner.
Okay, okay, yeah. I remember because she's
If
so
somebody could
passionate.
help us out.
Yeah, she was very passionate about that system because she cussed my girl out real bad about that system, but we ain't gonna back that up. But the sole proprietor of He She We is here with us, right? She's gonna kick some shit with us, have a good time. This is one of the funniest people I know. Um, I just love funny people because they just brighten your day up. I told you about the time I was at Black America. I had my little cute. I thought my blouse was cute, and when she walked up to me, she said,
Your blouse was cute.
"I thought my blouse was cute. Girl, it had a little bow in the front and everything." And she walked up to me and her. You said, "Hey, Trent." She said, "Is that Miss Pat blouse you got on?" She won't be out with that shit. You hear me? I said, "Oh shit, now." But
Oh,
y'all welcome, Flame man.
What's up, Trent? Hey,
What
hello,
what's
can y'all hear
up?
me?
Yeah, we
We
hear
can
Hey,
you.
hear
Dominique.
you.
Trent,
Hey,
you're not supposed to.
Flame.
Hey, Dominique, Trent, you're not supposed to tell all our damn secrets.
Girl, you had worn me out. I said, "Oh shit." I put my little cute silk blouse on. I had guy from Fashion Nova. Shit.
Oh, you was definitely giving me gender bender. That's the proper word.
One of those cross dressers.
Oh, you said what you said. I ain't say you said it.
Dresses of the cross is what he was giving Flame.
We all got
Honey,
our
what?
own crosses to bear, honey. Shit.
Honey, but one
N-
thing you can count on is Flame is gonna tell it like she see it.
She gonna tell it like a T I yeah.
And you know these eyes ain't even that good, so I can't even really see it no more. Shit.
Listen to me. And have you had your lovely today?
Don't you see them eyes? Don't I look like an Asian?
Ooh,
Ooh. I'm about to
they,
ask
they,
for my
they, they,
noodles.
they look a little low. They look a little low.
Let me tell you something. I had to take them because I had a conversation with Nicole Love a couple of days ago. Then I had
Uh-huh.
one with Erica Christian today. Now the only one who has been quiet about this lip sync decade battle is Giselle Bobby Royale, and you know them quiet ones be sneaky because Erica Christian been talking major shit. So was Nicole Love Dupree. They said that I said, okay, bitch. Well, I just want to see it.
Yes, honey.
I
So
am so
Flame,
excited about that. That is just something for me, Trent. Really
tell us
is.
about it, Flame.
So, I came out with Erica. That's our era. And so Nicole maybe was about 5 or 6 years behind us. So I look at because it's generational when you see a busload of queens. So it'd be this era of queens, and then it'd be
Hmm.
a year or two later, it's this other group, and because we will always continue to come out. But as far as the entertainment goes, we were older, and then Nicole's group came out. And I thought the Nicole Love Dupree from Chicago, just like me, is just one of the greatest Panama artists. To watch her do Whitney, I have seen Nicole do Whitney Houston, and at times I was so caught up and mesmerized about how she was delivering what she was doing that I actually thought I was watching Whitney Houston.
Me too. That happened to me judging her.
Yeah.
I judged her and that happened.
The same way with Erica Renee Christian. I have seen Erica, who, by the way, rest in peace to Robin Dupree. Either her or Erica should have been the first Miss Continental Plus. I was there. I seen it with my own eyes.
Hmm.
It was very this last election. Somebody rigged the machines. Um, But I've watched Erica do Phyllis Hyman, and I met Phyllis a couple of times. She used to come to the clubs when we hosted in Chicago. You could not tell me that this woman did not spit Erica out. They were the same person. And
Wow.
Giselle, to me now, from a younger demographic, a younger era, is that I have watched that black, beautiful child do some shit and like, that bitch is singing that song for real. Now, even
Yes.
though she does sing for real. So to
Yes.
me, that is what is captivating. It's not just about the beauty, and it's not about who can fall out and kick your legs and do the
It's about the
split.
deliverance.
It is about the fucking delivery, Trent. You better
Listen.
say that shit. And you gonna
Listen.
stand flat foot and deliver this artist. What's gonna set me apart from how pretty she is, how amazing she is?
I'm
So that's
telling
the
you.
contest. And somebody donated a lovely cash prize for the winner. I'm
Oh.
not gonna tell it's 4 figures. I'm not gonna tell you how much though.
Really?
Oh. Oh.
What?
We
Oh,
got to
it's
see
going.
that.
I think Trent, this is what we need with the climate of the world, Dominique
Mhm.
and Trent, and what we're up against right now with this administration. We need to find as much joy as we can before we cannot anymore.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
I agree with you 100%.
That's it.
Wow.
And
Speak.
tables are $200. You get a good bottle of champagne and you get 10 lovelies. If you think I feel good now, take three of them. You fuck everything in the city. Good God, Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
Everything that ain't tied down, you get to fuck it, baby.
Woo!
You be in Boys Town turned into a city.
And it's not a battle. It is a representation of the Panamanian female impersonator culture that I know and I
Yeah.
respect that I come from. And
Yeah.
that's not to say some of these new queens do they thing. It's not for me because everything is not for everybody. I like beauty, and when I say beauty, I ain't talking about just the pretty. Because Michonne
Yes.
Black, may she rest in peace, was one of the greatest Panamanian artists on the fucking planet, and she was never seen as classically beautiful. But you couldn't tell her that. You couldn't tell her that
Yes.
because what she saw ain't what you saw. And that's what it
Yeah.
is. And all three of these hoes got their own boom, boom, boom. This is going to be some good shit.
Mm.
I'm glad I don't have to judge it either.
Yeah. Always
Oh,
being judged.
okay.
The audience is judged. This is audience, but Teresa Griffin will be there, so she will have the final say so as the judge.
Oh, will she have a song for you?
What?
I don't know what she's going to be doing there, but she will be there in the
Oh.
building.
When is this
Oh.
again?
It is September 1st. Yeah, Monday. I told you I had an edible. Monday, September the 1st, immediately following Continental. So Continental only has 24 contestants. Jim Flynn is notorious for starting on time. We'll be
Yeah.
out of there at 11:30. You're gonna
Yeah.
need something to do. Come to, and I got some great artists. I got Tim Bohar. I have Jasmine
Mm.
Bonet. I have my
Okay.
BFF sister Dot, who is my best friend forever. We do a birthday tribute to her. Kendall will be there. It's the list. Y'all see the
Oh,
list.
I need to see if I can come through.
Dominique, I don't never see you dressed up. The last time I seen you dressed up was at Queen and King, and you was high. I don't know what you had took, but you was high.
Oh, you know what she took. You know what she took.
Somebody has slipped me something.
Ain't
You
nobody slipped you shit you asked for. Don't stop
And
pulling that Shannon. Don't stop pulling that Shannon shop on here now. He slipped me
Ooh,
something. You asked for it, boo. Oh,
who
Trent,
needs
let me tell you. So I have some friends that ask me in the industry. They say, "Flame, do you think Shannon Sharp is gay?" I said, "No, I don't think he's gay." They say, "You think he's straight?" I said, "Well, no, I don't know if you think he's straight." They say, "Oh, so you think he's bi?" I say, "I don't know if he's bi, but he damn sure purchased that. He paid big money." Where you at, Shannon? Where you at?
like that's a great punchline. That
but
is
he
that's good
purchased,
work right there. That's good
and
work right there.
I
God,
actually like him.
I
I
do
think
too,
he's
but I just
cute.
think, they love to go get these little white girls. But I guess they like to have some that I don't know. I don't know what makes them feel that way. You get this girl 20 something $1 million and then lose all your contracts.
Mm. But you
Damn,
know,
I'm
but,
like,
but you know, a
if,
lot of these men, but in particular these black guys, black men, they think that's a come up for them. They think that they
Yeah,
have really achieved something when they have a white woman on their arm.
which
well,
is crazy.
let me say this. Sometimes having a white woman on arm will get you in the door that having a black woman on your arm can't. But with the pride that you have to find is inside of you. Maybe I shouldn't be in that door if I have to compromise what I want to get what I need just to get up in here. That is the
Right.
problem. So you have to know who you are as a man or a woman. That hey, some things I'm just not gonna substitute.
Uh,
You know who does
Right.
that? It's Sterling K. Brown. I just seen an interview with him, and he is
I love
very
him.
essential about I only want to have a black leading lady. And it's
I
Wow.
not
saw
because yeah,
that.
and he didn't say because it was racism or nothing, but he said that we need more representation. And what is true, we need more representation that we want to see that makes us shine in a good light. We let this younger generation get away from us for a little while, but
Yeah.
they about to get corralled back in because this
Yeah.
shit about to go left.
And Shannon Sharp is a man of a particular age. So I know when he go to the doctor, I know they tell him stay away from everything white, sugar, bread, potatoes. You think, do you think they want talking about white pussy too?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Oh, Trent. See, that's what I'm telling y'all. Trent is me without titties. I swear to God, we the same
Well, I
person.
got an A cup now.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say nothing, but since you mentioned,
Yeah,
Since
I
you
got
brought it up.
I
I
just
got
seen you about 2 weeks ago. But since you mentioned it, hey,
since you brought it up, girl. I got titty sweat now. Shit, I put some Johnson and Johnson over here. Hope that shit.
yeah, I think Shannon just. I honestly believe coming from where I sit and watch with my old self, because you love to call me old. Thank you, Jesus. Get here.
Ain't it amazing
Um,
to get there?
I love to watch. I don't love to watch, but I'm watching the demise of powerful black men, especially under
Mhm.
this administration,
Yeah.
because we're taking away your voices. We're
Yes.
taking
Yeah.
away how you make other people think. We're taking away your power of persuasion. We're taking away your community because we can. And here's the sad part: it's too many Stephen from Django supporting this shit. The quote from Harriet Tubman, may that great woman rest in peace, was, "I would have freed a lot more slaves only had they known they were slaves." A lot of
Right.
people still live in a slave mentality. And
Yeah.
it's slave to material shit, or I'm doing better
Yeah.
than you.
Absolutely. They
You ain't
measure
happier,
themselves
and
by that.
you ain't happier than me. I'm the happiest bitch on the planet.
Let me tell you something. He he or she with the less bills to me are the happiest motherfuckers in the world. Shit. The more shit you get, the more shit you got to pay for. The more work you got to do. Shit. Free yourself from that shit.
I'm
But
moving to
yeah,
a studio. I'm moving to a studio apartment. My kids gonna sleep in the tub. Fuck them.
listen to me.
Yeah,
My
whatever. We know
I'm
that's
training
not true.
I'm
You
training
can
mines
tell
up
us
on the back porch.
anything.
And they about to make some
Yeah.
noise every time somebody walk by.
Trent,
Shit.
we pushed and we fought and we and here to me, and this is my opinion. Y'all know I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say because if I don't give a fuck had a face,
There it
there it is.
is. Yeah.
Um, We allow, as older in the community, I believe, I kind of blame us for not putting our foot down with these younger whippersnappers coming with so much ridiculous ideology that it turned people against us. We should have said, hey, pump the brakes, that ain't cool. But everybody was afraid of being canceled or ostracized or blocked from work. I lived through that. I did.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
but that didn't change who I am as a person. And
yeah.
and
Right.
I saw the writings on the wall. They just put gay marriage, which I was afraid that was gonna come down the pike on the goddamn Supreme Court desk. My girlfriend say they're not gonna overturn that. I say, hear me clearly that they overturned Roe versus Wade. Trust and believe. This was always in the plan, but as Democratic Party, we were so busy fighting with each other. When Kamala got the nomination, we were charged up like it was a free ticket to to Black Panther. We were screaming her. 4 days later, the first people that started tearing her apart was the Democratic Party.
And the black
Yeah.
people.
Well, they
And,
say follow the leader.
yeah,
But let me tell you what I can say about MAGA. I don't support the MAGA at all. But if ride or die was a culture, them niggas is ride or die.
Yeah.
they really are. And it's interesting though that you bring that up, because that is what we tend to do. We always seem, when we get somebody, because they did it with Obama, they've done it with so many black leaders, and they always seem to find something to
Yeah.
try to discredit them, and then they lose the strength that they could have and the momentum that they could have, because we become divided about, because I mean, why were we even having discussions about how black this woman was? Why was that even a thing? But y'all will fuck a biracial person all day long. But now apparently you don't want one to lead you, and now you have to question how black this person is.
And it was because her eyebrows were thin, and it was at the same width as her husband's lip. So her husband had thin lips, she had thin eyebrows, so they was fucking mad about that. In our
I,
culture, eyebrows supposed to be thick, and your man lips supposed to be thick too. That's
I
what they.
personally I personally think she lost more because she was a woman than she was a color. I do.
I
This
personally believe
country,
this motherfucker
yeah.
stole this election.
Well,
I
that too,
personally
but this
believe that
country
he.
is
Yes,
super
absolutely.
sexist. This country is super sexist.
Yeah.
It
Super.
is.
And if you see the laws that they're trying to change, trying to take away the right for women to vote in there, y'all see this country is super. That Handmaid's Tale shit might not be all the way off the mark.
Um, Let me tell you, Nicole was saying that the other day too. She went live. She was saying that too. Yeah.
It's preponderous, but like I said, we should have put our foot down, and because trans is not on you, trans is not on my skin, it's not in these fingernails, it's not in my
Hmm.
hair, it's in my DNA. But we have allowed everybody, any nigga threw a wig on, oh, I'm trans, I'm going to use the women's bathroom, all that bathroom stuff. Let me eradicate that. When you 30,000 feet in the air on a 6 hour flight, which bathroom do you use on the plane, the boys or the
Which
girls?
one? Which
Okay, I'm
one?
gonna stop. I'm gonna stop.
Which
I'm gonna
one?
stop.
Everybody
Which
uses
one?
the same one.
But you know what? It got kind of weird too for us too, because then we start having all of these conversations about our pronouns while they was fixing something else up, while we was all concerned about that what somebody called us, right? We made that such a big deal. Then it was this thing where if you just feel like you trans, then you are indeed trans. It was all this stuff. So they making these organizations teach these curriculums, and now to the world we look crazy. I know the ad that put the fucking nail in the coffin for us was when you remember that ad Trump them had and say we're for the people and they're for them. Do you remember that?
I remember watching the Super Bowl or one of the pre games up to the Super Bowl, and they ran Trump's ad 3 times. And they said, "You're going to send your kid to school as a boy, and he's going to come back as a girl, and there's nothing you can do about it." And I said,
Yeah.
then we toast.
We
They
toast.
they scared the fuck out of West Virginia and Middle America and people who had never encountered a trans person for real to
Yes,
actually have a conversation to see
yes.
that we are just regular chill people,
That's
and
regular
it
people.
scared them. Fear is his friend. Honestly, fear
Yes.
is his
Yes,
friend.
absolutely.
And he
Yeah.
know how to incite fear too. He know how to put it in people's heart. It makes it permeate all through their body, and they get crazy. He know how
Yeah.
to do it. He go call the stuff as if it is. Like, oh, I had the biggest turnout. Oh, I had this, and they go right along with it. Oh, yes, it is the craziest thing in the world. Like you said about Mecca, they stick together like it's
Oh my
nobody's business.
God. Oh my
If
God.
we could
But
stick together like that, we would be amazing. But we'll start no matter what happened. We go here go our ass complaining about something. We hate to see each other win. It's always a problem.
Yeah.
Fuck that. That's what.
What do you, Trent? Let me ask you. What do you think that comes from us as a race? Because it didn't just start with my generation or yours. A black was it because of slavery? Do you think
It
that I
was.
needed to
It's
be
it's,
in
it's definitely a
master's
slave
favor?
mentality. It's definitely a slave mentality. Because
Yeah.
think about it. Think about it. I bet you any kind of thing, the powerful men, when they sit at a table together, you know what they talking about? They talking about investments, how to invest. They talking about portfolios. They talking about having, they shit together. How they talk about buying whole term life insurance so you can. They're always talking about shit. We sit at the table and talk about each other. You know what I'm saying? So we don't pull ourselves into this segment of life where we all can win. Let me show you how I won. Go down there and get this and this, and flip it over like this, and you're gonna get a return on this. White folks know all the tricks. They know all the tricks to get ahead. That's why this motherfucking offer using every trick he can to do what he want to do.
And it's
Whew.
really not true. It's really not. It's really not tricks because
What
he knows those people are going to go along with it because hey, they're thinking about survival of their race.
yeah.
So what he did the first term was he got in to learn how the car runs. The
Mm,
second term, he didn't buy just the car, he bought the company. He made sure that when he placed everybody in his cabinet, that they were loyal to whatever he said, saw, and said to do. Mike Pence made him understand that fuck who's the most qualified. Let me get who's going to kiss the ring. And when I
Do
tell
what I
you that
do.
is so dangerous to us and so
mm,
scary for us, but the Democrats wouldn't get their shit together. If you come to my door to fight me, you ain't getting past my door. The Democrats let you get all the way up to my bedroom before they decide to stand up and fight back. It
hmm.
might be a little too late.
You know what get on
You
my nerves about the Democrats is that they like to do everything by the fucking book. Every single thing. Oh, we can't do this. We can't do
yes,
this. We can't do this. Oh, this got to happen before this happened. And this man gets right. Them fucking Republicans get right there and do what the fuck they want to do, and you just got to deal with it. When are we gonna be? You just got to deal with the type of motherfuckers too.
You know what my biggest fear is, Dominique? And I'm telling you two Trent to hear, but I'm talking to Dominique as my trans sister. That I'm traveling with Tiffany Haddish. I'm on tour with Tiffany Haddish right now on a Funny and Fearless tour, and we go to a lot of red states. I am changing minds one stage at a time through the way I deliver my stand up because I'm
Hmm.
fair and I talk about everything and everybody. I do talk about Trump, but I don't talk about his politics. I talk about his shape or the fact that he like to grab stuff like that. But when I sell the fans at the end, so many white Republicans come and buy fans from me and talk to me
Yeah.
and say, "Hey, I see what you are, but you're cool. You know, you easy to take in." It's not saying that if that's what I need to do, my purpose in life, I'm not like, well, the next girl you meet might just be cool as me if you give her a chance. The hate is not only from through the MAGA people. Once you get a chance to have a conversation with somebody, you really do gel with them. But he has deemed us mentally ill.
Yes.
I
yes,
believe
yes, he
that the
has.
test run at Alligator, my belief, the test run at Alligator Alcatraz was on the immigrants. But the people they really want to lock up over there are the people that's mentally ill. Guess
Yeah.
what I identify as? I'm trans. If they lock us out, I don't want to. I don't, bitch. I don't want no alligator bite, especially if they bite back. Shit. Uh,
Ah,
I don't even like
ah.
alligator bites. Shit.
I know
But
that's right.
it
Leave
is
that
a
in New Orleans.
fear. And after what he did in DC, releasing the National Guard and mentioned only the cities with black mayors, he only mentioned the
Yes,
Only
cities
black
with black
marriage.
mayors. I'm telling y'all, yo, you have to pay attention to stop getting distracted by the who lost the pageant. You know, when you enter a goddamn pageant, there's an opportunity or a chance that you
You
may
know you
win,
gonna
lose, or
lose.
draw.
You
No,
know you
stop.
gonna lose.
True is so shady.
You know
I see a
goddamn
win,
well you
lose, or
gonna
draw.
lose. Ain't nobody fuck. You knew it.
Going live after the fact is not going to make you win the next pageant. It's just going
And
to make people see you and be like, I don't even know if I want to deal with that.
that's it. It's not gonna make them say, "Oh no, we'll turn back around and crown you instead." They're not doing that. They're not coming back for that.
If there was ever a time that we have to put our differences on the back burner as blacks, as a community, as a people, as a nation, actually,
Mhm.
is now.
yeah,
Because I'm telling you, we are up against, and we have no people in power to make no decisions on our
Yeah,
behalf.
no.
I said this on the Breakfast Club in 2019. I
Yeah,
said, we don't have anybody to speak for us. Trent just
nobody.
said, and I said, and y'all tore my ass up when I said, if you force anything, y'all, this younger generation to me was pushing it.
Yes,
Trans, I ain't got to push my trans on you. I know who the fuck I am. Do
that's
you know
it.
who
yeah,
you
That's
are? Is the
it.
question.
That's it. And when they start calling one motherfucker three people, two or more people.
Wait a
When they
minute. I
start
mean, she.
What
Wait
do you
a
mean? What do
minute.
you
I mean, she
mean?
went.
What are you
when they
talking about?
start calling one motherfucker plural, when they started that shit, you can't be nothing but, they can't
Yeah.
look at us
Yeah.
nothing but like we crazy.
Yeah, and then afraid to speak up because you're going to get canceled or you're going to lose
That's
your bookings
it.
because you're not that was bonkers. And if it sounded crazy to us as part of the community, imagine what it sounded like to the straight world.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But
Sometimes when you
check
can.
check this out right quick, yeah.
Hmm.
And especially black people, because we walking around here and thinking none of this is happening to us, or oh we happening to us, or oh we gonna sit back and be on vacation and we gonna learn a line dance and do all of that, and all while we sitting around doing all of that, the walls are closing in. Hell, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I got grabbed by at ICE, and I know damn well that was the only time being black ever helped me. I think the man grabbed me, and I had told him I'm a nigga. No, you got the wrong one, and it's gonna take more than protests and all of that. We're gonna have to get out and do some real work. They trying to pass laws just to lock trans folks up and say we crazy. That means you can just come pick us up at the bar. So when I say, when you think it don't apply to you,
Hmm.
all of us applying.
This shit is getting crazy.
It yeah. I mean, but it's reality. It is the reality, and I think
I
that
don't like this
sometimes
real. I don't like
when
this reality.
but because what's interesting though is that we get amnesia when stuff like this happens. We're hot for about a good couple of weeks, but then we forget all about it, and now it's back to happy days are here again.
I think.
And,
Yeah.
I
and
think. I think it took Hitler 53 days to round them up. I'm telling you right now, there's a playbook, and if we thought Project 2025 was bad, there is a Project Esther that is 10 times worse for trans gay people and black people. 10 times
Wow.
worse. What she said that they will pick us up on the street. But my joke on stage is, you can have these titties back. I like pussy anyway. I'm good. Come on, let's go.
You gonna get a tennis bag.
I make jokes about that, but again, I'm trans.
Mhm.
I would be the same collateral damage as any one of us walking down the street as one of my sisters or my trans brothers. It is
Yeah.
really scary, scary, scary. And on Day Ready, I said that we'd be fighting over the wrong shit. We should have been fighting over other stuff. But here's the killing part, Trent and Dominique. When you make a soup or a stew, and I know both of you all cook, you don't take all the ingredients and throw it in the pot at one time, do you?
No, no, no. No.
You add gradually as needed.
Yeah.
When Obama won, we had gay marriage, we had so many rights, we had surgery rights, and we can work as women, we could
Hmm.
change our identity on our IDs and our passport. We were afforded so many luxuries that was unheard of in my era. But then this younger generation came in entitled because they didn't have to work for anything because we had work to get them there. And
Hmm.
they
yeah.
just was like, give me every motherfucking thing.
Right
And
now.
then, and it scared the shit out of people. And
Give it to me now.
their leader was Katie Bruce, because when they gave Katie Bruce Woman of the Year, people should have protested and be like, hell no.
Oh, I
Hell
was
They,
no.
about to
it's
say, who is Katie Bruce? I didn't know who you were talking.
Caitlin.
Now
And
I know who you're talking
and at
about.
that time they said she hadn't even been a woman for a whole year. And they gave her that shit.
And if they wanted to show good faith, if we wanted to get back in good graces, to me, Caitlyn should give the award back and says, you know what? It was an honor, but I think that it was a mistake. Give it to a woman and give me a trans woman of the year award, even though the bitch ain't been a woman of the year. I agree with you on that. But that is too much like right. And up under all Katie Bruce's hair and titties and shit, that's a white man that's very privileged in this country.
Very privileged. Very.
And has done nothing that everybody. Because do y'all remember when she came out and the gay community just exploded and they were just posting and sharing and singing her praises. Oh, this is going to do so much. It's going to really progress trans people and all this stuff. And then what did she end up doing?
Wearing a little Debbie fucking shoe. Fuck the whole community up.
Come on, little Debbie snack cakes.
A snack cake. That bitch wore a size 15 motherfucking Wheaties motherfucking shoe with a one
Kept
inch
trend.
motherfucking heel. That set the trans girls back 10 years.
I mean, but the people were really getting into it because there were girls that were saying, "I don't know why don't y'all celebrate the people that you actually know? Why don't you
Mm.
celebrate the people that are actually doing things in the community?" And then your people, but she's in the national spotlight and all this.
And
I mean,
that's part of the problem.
it was a really big fight.
That's part of the problem, though, Dominique. Because you're in the spotlight, don't mean that you want the light on you in that capacity. I'm in the spotlight for being a comedian, not for being a and I'm an activist in my way, but I'm not known as an active. I'm not known as a community leader for in that capacity.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
because I get this shine, I'm supposed to just flip the script and just do this now. First of all, that ain't what I want to do. Ask me what I
Exactly.
want to do. I'm very grown. What I want to do is make people feel good about themselves, laugh
And
their
make
ass
them
off, and let them
laugh.
know I am so comfortable being me that I'm gonna make you comfortable being around me. That is my job. That's
Yeah.
all I need to do. I don't need to do all this other. You know how I feel. If I'm with one of my trans sisters and you get jiggy, the wind coming off, nigga, and we boxing. Period.
Terry Cantone says, so what must we do? Voting seems to not be enough. So what would y'all say that the people need to do?
Oh,
But
we're
just
definitely going. It's definitely going to have to be a universal band
we've
together.
we've got to find the people that are also having to deal with this fight, and we've got to set aside our differences, and we've got to fight with the things that bind us. And once we get started, we can't let up,
Yeah.
because the civil rights movement, that was a marathon. It wasn't a 100-meter dash. It took years and
Yeah,
years and years, but they never let up on the gas. And I think that's where we continue to make the mistake. Listen, what George Floyd was going on, what did they do? We got them stimulus checks, and we got somewhere and sat down.
Yeah.
We've got to find we've got to find something worth fighting for, whatever that is for you. And you find people that believe in that same thing, and we've got to fight. And it's and
Yeah.
and and, and we may not get to see it. We may not get to
yeah,
see the results of the fight. The next
Hmm.
generation may be the recipients of the hard work, be the beneficiaries of the hard work that we put in. But the hard work has got to be done, because the more that we remain complacent, and we sit back and we relax and we chill, they're going to keep taking things little by little, one by one. They just going to keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling, until it's irreversible, and there won't be anything that we can do. Or they're going to damage it so bad, it's going
yeah,
to take generations upon generations to
yeah.
ever bring it back around.
That's
We
my fear.
Mm.
we we took it for granted, right? We took for granted that many countries were democratic, and they got the right leader in at the right time, and it flipped. And they're
Mm.
still they're still in that place. I think everybody took for granted that America could not be changed.
Mm. Okay.
Damn, Dominique, I feel like just holding my fist up in solidarity, sister. But if we don't stick together, I promise you, I say it, and I'm telling you, it's not even I told you so. But this is I did in 2019 on They Ready
Yeah.
that I lost to Eddie Murphy for. I said that Donald Trump is completely trying to erase the trans community. I didn't say the gay community. I said the trans community because I know girls from way back from yesteryear who had stories. Now, I would never say nothing publicly like that. I don't even mean it like that on here. Bitch, don't come knocking on my door. I ain't got shit. But I saw the writing on the wall as far as us. And you're right, Dominique. We took for granted all the luxuries that we were afforded, and we got
Hmm.
comfortable on our laurels, and we let somebody else take the wheel to drive, and they
Hmm.
drove us into the wall.
Hmm.
Wow.
And I think that when you really think about it, like when you think about the It's Kendrick Lamar, correct? That was at the
Mhm.
Super Bowl. They not
Yeah.
like us, but we worked so hard to be like them. Instead of
Mm.
celebrating our differences and keeping ourselves set apart, because look at like certain cultures, they're not trying to blend in and fit into the American way. I mean, they're living in America and they're contributing to America, but they're holding on to their own culture and their values, and they're not defrained from that.
But they
You know
also
who?
give them a space to do that too, because we're the only race that ain't never got reparations for anything that's ever happened to us. They think we just supposed to get along and do whatever. You got Asians that come over here, they get loans and stuff to set up businesses. You got other races, the Jews and stuff. You got other races that they help set up so well. Not us so much. What we try and do is figure out how to be, where to be, and a lot of us so far behind that when we get money and stuff and when we get opportunities, we don't always know how to bring nobody on because sometimes we want to be in that space by ourselves, right?
Yeah.
But that's a weird way of thinking. But they think about it. When you go out, you see the girl who wear the fur coats to the pageants and throw her coat down. She always get the front seat. She always get everybody. Everybody laser focus on that girl. Like, oh, she got it going on. Don't know that bitch probably ridden that fur and somebody outside waiting on her to come back out with it. You know what I'm saying? We don't know, but
Yeah, Trent. Oh my
we,
God.
we don't know how to invest our money. We don't know how to invest back in communities. You'll go to certain communities, certain gang members of dope dealers say, this is my block without owning one house on it,
Yeah.
without owning one house.
Dominique, the mentality that was instilled in us came from our parents, their parents, their great parents, and we can't blame that because we were taught you have to be 10 times better than white folks. You have to be
Mhm.
3 times smart. So we never believed that we would ever measure up to a point that we would never meet because every time we got to where they were, they moved the needle.
They
Not
moved
thinking
in.
and not looking in the mirror and not understanding. I was gooder, better than you anyway. I was as good as you
Hmm.
from the jump. But because we heard this growing up, and this was instilled in us as children that you got to be, that we always had this mentality, and until you find out who you are and you
Yeah.
work with these other people and you
Mhm.
realize,
Yeah,
bitch, you dumb as a box of rocks sitting next to me. I
Yeah.
yeah,
feel like a rocket scientist, bitch.
Mhm.
But we didn't know that we had to learn that through trial and error and through the experiences of life. So our parents didn't know better. They just wanted better for us, but not knowing that they were crippling us. They were
Yeah.
really crippling us.
Hey, Michelle, see, listen, and let me tell you, and like I was telling somebody the other day, I having this conversation, even when it comes to culture, right? We have so much culture. But the thing about it is that we just don't have a power like that. So sometimes our community fall by the way. So anything we make popular, have y'all noticed that anything we make popular, when we go online, oh, I'm loving oxtails. I'm loving it. Now oxtails, they're the triple in price. Chitlins, now not or chitterlings to be proper, but nobody wanted that shit. They was throwing that fucking pig away. We get it, we cook it, we make it good. Oh, we post our Thanksgiving. You never seen chitterlings at a white person Thanksgiving meal. You've never seen it. You never seen it. If you did, it was their daddy's insides that was sitting up there from getting gutted out by the neighbor, right? But listen to me. Now we make our videos and stuff now. They take it, they make it too motherfucking expensive to afford. You know what I'm saying? And it gets crazy. They come into our neighborhoods, those regular houses that's leaning. They put two blocks of wood on it and paint it. Put some linoleum down.
double
Now,
the rent.
now we went from a $50,000 house to now 450,000. Now you can't afford to come back to the hood. So we have it hard out here because we don't know how to appreciate what we have. Sometimes we don't know how to invest. We don't know the value of what we have because we're so busy looking at their shit that we forget to realize how special it is what we have. You know what I'm
And,
saying?
and and sadly, Trent, whenever we are successful, look at Wall Street, look at
Yeah,
the country, the city in Florida that they burned down,
yeah,
Rosewood. When we are thriving and getting along as a black community and in minding our own business,
yeah.
you can't stop the green eyed monster from
You
coming. The
can't.
the
You
bad
can't.
part is they have the power now to do whatever they want to, and there will be no consequences because Kamala Harris said on the campaign he will have unhinged power. He has put Cash Patel, Christy Nome, Bondi, Hegseth,
Ugh.
all of these monsters that you dreamed about at night are now living and in control of the rules that they make. Clarence Thomas, I can't forget the brother.
Ooh,
He forgot he
please,
was a brother, but I said
please don't. Please don't forget him.
Yeah.
He put
Please
all
don't
the
forget
monsters
him.
in positions of power, and because the fear is working, they're not gonna cross him because everybody's afraid to lose their position. I'm glad to see Marjorie Taylor Greene and grew some balls. She actually trying to stand up. I always
So
thought she
she
had a set
trans
from the
too.
jump anyway. I always thought she had a set from jump. Trent, I ain't gonna even front.
I've been saying she trans now. She got to grew some
Shut up.
balls. Yes, Lord.
Because when
Yeah.
you look at them at those press conferences, they're just sitting there in like they're in a daze with this
Hmm.
shit eating grin on
But you
their
know who the
face.
bitch I have to respect? I don't like nothing to come out of her mouth, but that bitch gangster
Who?
is that damn the press secretary. What's her name? The young white girl with the blonde
Oh my
hair.
God. Caroline Levitt.
Let me tell you something about her. She's only like 26 or 27 years old. She
Hmm.
is trained to be a monster at that age. Cause
Hmm.
you don't even shake this hoe.
What's her
I'm like,
name?
oh, Caroline Levitt. She's the press secretary
Caroline
that speak for
Levitt.
him. Oh, it be lie after lie after lie, but you better not tell her she lying, cause she gonna look at you like, and then,
And she gets buck on those
yeah,
people at
oh
those
yeah,
press
oh yeah,
don't she?
oh my
Oh
god.
my
Mm.
Oh, I
God.
don't like shit that come out of her mouth, but the way she carries it, I'm like, oh, bitch, you gangster for real.
Baby. And because you know like how they used to rattle she's not
Jean
what's
Pierre,
like no 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 no
Jean
not
Pierre,
not no not Jean Pierre his press secretary she not the governor in Arkansas
society,
Huckabee
society.
no
Huck
Huckabee
could be
said
rattled us with that
she
face,
she
bitch.
she,
Hold
she
on,
would
hold on. Huck would be rattled us with that up and down syndrome at the same damn time. How the fuck you
Up
have up
and
and down
down.
syndrome? Yeah,
Up and
up and down.
down. I always feel like they all
They
got the
wouldn't let me
same
say
mom and
that joke
daddy.
on Netflix.
Listen, you got to be political correct. But let me
I
tell you, this
want
shit is
I
crazy.
want that check.
Yes,
Yeah.
Jermaine, you know about the linoleum. You peel that shit at the bottom and lay it down.
Oh, I hated mopping linoleum, by the way.
Oh, my great grandma had it in her house for years. She would pull that shit up after a while and put new down. Said, man, we
put
are
new
really
linoleum
poor.
down.
We are poor like a motherfucker. We got
But
motherfucking peel and stick floors.
I want to say this before I get off of here with you guys. I know you guys have been talking about this for a minute, and I'm telling you something right now. Let me tell you why I'm going to appreciate you guys together. Cause I
Oh
don't know
my
what y'all
goodness.
call the show yet. Have y'all come up with a name?
Beyond the filter.
Okay, let me tell y'all. Trent has absolutely no filter, but it's always truth. The problem is everybody is too soft. Trent, you will build cages around people with your truth, with that reckless ass
Thank
mouth,
you,
and I
Queen.
love it. And Dominique, I respect your intelligence. I told you this offline before because I'm telling you, we got some beautiful queens in this industry. But don't ask some bitches no question. You seen it, and now I can't never make it the question. But if I did, I'm just saying. So it is good to
Ah,
hear that you don't only just talk about you're not a one-sided person, and because you are a parent, you see way more of the world than a lot of other people will ever experience. It's not that they couldn't, but they chose not to. So I and Trent is a parent. I'm telling you, it gives you a different set of eyes to see
yeah,
the
I did a
world that we
horrible
live in.
job though.
You can never do a horrible job. You can never do a horrible job. You
Oh,
can
I
do a
did.
bad job, but you can always fix it because your kid's still alive.
Yeah, that's true.
You just got to stop wearing Miss Pat blouses to be on that bullshit trend because I'm not having it. So listen
Yes.
to me. I am still on tour with Tiffany Haddish. My podcast that we just signed our fifth season. I'm on
Oh,
episode five
nice.
already. It is political hodgepodge on iHeart Black Effect. It's called Laugh and Learn. I made the cut because a lot of people didn't. Because and I don't do gossip. I talk about what's real, and I think people are petrified to talk about religion,
Yes.
identity, and politics. Politics have started many a war, but that is the problem. If we don't talk about it and make it funny to intake, you're
Yeah.
going to keep missing out and be ignorant to it. This is why we're in the situation we're in now. You can't
Uh-huh.
be ignorant to politics when it affects you the most. You just
Yes,
cannot
Yes.
be.
that's
So
true.
y'all come and listen to me and my co-host Bobby Clifford, a white woman from Boston. We ain't got shit in common, but we
Okay.
do remember that we are Americans in this country and we fucking got to get along.
I like it.
Also, Monday, September the 1st, I got a great show lined up for y'all. The Black Party, immediately following Continental. Tables are 200 for a table of five, a bottle of champagne, and ten lovelies. Good ones,
Yeah.
too.
And those
Tickets are
lovelies are
$25.
lovely. How much a ticket?
$25 a seat. $25. That's it. You could do the QR7 code on Eventbrite, or you could pay at the door. If you pay at the door, I'm gonna have chairs, but I'm not gonna guarantee you a seat. But the cream de la cream is I'm celebrating my best sister, my best friend Dot. Tiffany Monroe is her birthday, and that's been my sister for for a long time. Oh, I almost told y'all something. For a
Oh,
long time. And I love this woman with everything in my spirit and my DNA. But the lip sync battle to see old school Eric Renee Christian, middle
mm-hmm.
school Nicole Love Dupree, and old, new school Giselle Bobby Royale, all continentals, is going to be something to see. This is not a battle. This is class.
Yes, and a
This is
celebration.
three years of this is sophomore, junior, and senior.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be
That
good.
is you
And
doing
y'all
big
come get
things.
some of this joy. Y'all come get some of this joy because I'm telling you right now, they trying to take all of our joy. They trying to take all of our experiences. They trying to take away our history. They trying to take away our livelihood. They trying to take away our freedoms. The sad part is we can't let them. We got to stop
No.
all the shit. I know
That's
you don't
it.
like the way I speak. I know you don't like the way I talk. I may not like the way you talk. But goddamn it, when it come down to the come down, we're gonna have to be back to back duking it up or
That's it.
blasting. Stop buying the labels and buy the other thing.
Stop
It
buying
be
them
what it
fucking
hey.
labels. They ain't nobody notice you no way in this shit. People ain't gonna
Labels get
never ask you for what you got on. They're gonna ask you to take that shit off and get what's up under it. Fuck that
and
Okay.
shit.
look
Fuck
and
that shit.
labels get hoes.
I'm telling you. And
Not
we gonna
hoes, HOLES. Labels get hoes.
yeah,
White folks get their guns at 9. They get their kids guns at 9. Y'all buy y'all kids Jordans. There is a difference.
there's a difference. Flame, we thank you so much for coming on with us and kicking shit with us. This is
Trent, are you
big
gonna
because
be at Continental?
I'm yeah, I'm gonna be at Continental.
I got a table for you, pimpin'. Dominique, are
Okay,
you coming?
let's do it.
I have not yet decided.
Oh, so
Oh,
I won't
Dominique,
see you
come
till. Wait a
on.
minute. Let me get this shameless plug in. So I won't see you till December to the greatest pageant of the century, Queen and King, December the
Queen of
13th
Kings.
at the Civic Center, where Fantasia Lamour, the reigning queen, and Mr. Angel Sayas, the reigning king, will be giving up their crown. That's I won't see you
Yeah,
till then.
I love that.
I had to get
We'll.
that in.
I'll text you.
Oh, girl, fuck you. And look,
I
next Saturday I will be. I'll be in Pittsburgh for the Legendary Queen Show with Coco Ben Cartier, Ray Sean, Montrese, Serena, Godfrey. I can never say Godfrey's name. That little pretty bitch. What's her
Ray
name, y'all?
Sean.
Godfrey.
Or Beulah or
Brulo,
some.
yeah, and
Uh-huh.
Danielle Vasquez and some others. It's a great show
Oh,
put on
that's
by
gonna be
Derek
awesome.
McCastro. They hired me last year, and I think it was an all Republican audience, all white folks, and I don't think they
Yeah.
knew what to do with me. But they brought me back this year and doubled my pay. So, bitch, I'm telling you, I'm doing
And
something right. While y'all
they
think
knew
I'm
what
doing
to do
something
with you.
wrong.
Yes. I
No,
know
I
that's
knew
right.
what to do with them. I love to corral white people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gathers the white folks. Thank you
I
guys for having me. I wish this show much success. It's so needed in our community. And to when I heard Miss Woman's story on here last week, I'm
yeah.
telling you right now, my new 1 hour special that's going to be executive produced by Tiffany Haddish and Joe Coy is going to be
Yeah.
called the Meet and Greet. Because meet me.
Yeah.
Meet me. Stop
Meet me.
hearing what Trent told you about me, and
That's
then when
it.
you meet me, you already got a preconceived notion.
That's
Meet
it.
me
Meet me.
and then greet me because I guarantee you I can be the nicest bitch in the world until I'm not.
That's it.
And that's
Listen,
anybody. That's
that's
anybody.
anybody. You push, you poke the bear too hard, it coming. But listen,
Ooh,
you
ooh, I
think that
need my bear
story,
poked.
damn. They said you like the poke now.
I don't know what
Listen,
you're talking about.
poke
I'm a
salad.
girl.
Poke salad, baby. But listen, if you think that story was something last week, stick around and watch this story.
Oh, I'm here. I'm here to be entertained by two of the greatest. So I
Oh,
appreciate you
oh,
guys.
that's a lot
Well,
coming from you
thank
now.
you.
That's
Thank you, guys.
big.
Well,
And you know
thank
I'm
you,
an honest
Frank.
bitch. And
Oh
let me,
yeah, I
first of
know.
all, if you ever want to enjoy yourself in the audience at a pageant, please sit with me and Trent. It's
Yes.
like the two old men on the Muppets. Bitch, it's the greatest shit ever. Oh my God.
Good time, child.
I
A
love you
good time.
guys. Good luck
Love
with
you
Love
this
you
too.
show.
Thank you
too.
Thank you.
so
I'm
much.
tuned in. I'm listening. See y'all
Okay.
soon. 30,
All right.
the 1st, September 1st. Peace.
September the 1st. We there.
And you'll already be there in Chicago. I may have to go
You
ahead
may have to
because
come down.
I think so because I'm off that Monday anyway, and I've got
Okay.
so much PTO, and
Okay.
I've got like almost 400 hours of sick
Oh,
time.
girl, you better
So,
bring
so
your ass on. You
I
better
may
bring
need
your
to
ass
go
on.
ahead.
But
Let me talk
listen,
to my uncle Antonio and see if he can.
absolutely, you should please come down. It's gonna be a great time. Um,
Yes.
um, we got DeAsia.
Hello. I'm ready to meet.
We got DeAsia
Ready to
Bless
meet and
Cassadine. This is one of my sisters. Let me put up her picture. This is one of my sisters, but Tanisha Cassadine is her mother. Well, Tanisha really
beautiful.
was my grandmother, but she was my mother and my grandmother type. whatever. She's my baby girl. But Blush was one of her dolls. Blush is an amazing makeup artist. I love. Listen, you want to talk about skin looking like butter? One time, I was painting this girl, and I was having the worst time painting this girl, and I Blush kept coming back there. DH kept saying, "You all right, brother?" I said, "Please help me out right quick." And she went to recontouring, re-highlighting this girl. I mean, if it weren't for her that night, I don't even think I could have even made the little book. And I really appreciate for that. Talented. She's like, and we're gonna talk about this subject later too, because we're supposed to talk about some things, but we got a little sidetrack. I love Flame. I love people that can come in and give conversation and take it where they want to take it. And that was great for me. Um, but this baby has been first run up to every system you can think of.
Hmm.
Okay. She has a very unique story. So I was honored to reach out to her to ask her to do this, and she was honored to do it for us. So without, what they call in the world, without any further ado,
Further ado.
we bring in on Deasia Prescott, aka Deasia Blush Cassadine.
Hey y'all,
Hey
Hi,
there.
Deasia.
what's going on?
I don't know. You tell us. How has your week been so far?
Hmm. Well, Tuesday is my Friday, so I do shows like Thursday to Tuesday. So I'm all right. I've been off for 2 days. I've been in the bed.
Okay. What's in the cup?
Lemonade, just lemonade.
Oh, just
Um,
lemonade. Okay. Okay.
you must listen to Beyonce earlier.
You said what?
You must.
The
Here
lemon,
you go.
did you
Here
listen
you
to the
go.
Lemonade
You
album
so
earlier?
Trent so quick. I want to be as quick as you.
No, you
I be
are.
a
No, you
few
are.
seconds behind. How's y'all's week been?
It's
Listen,
been good.
I'm
Just for
trying to
me,
find it.
just a lot. Just work, and and then of course my son's going back to school next week, so just kind of doing some review stuff with him. So then when they take those beginning of the year tests and stuff, he'll be ready
Hey,
for that.
Neil.
Yes, ma'am. I live for what you do, Dominique. Homelessness is something that we face pretty in a pretty big way here in Atlanta as well. So, shouts out to you for the work that you do.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, I watched the show. I pay attention.
I see. Oh my goodness, I see. So
Nah.
we
And
want to get to know you though. This is about you, and this is about you sharing your story in any way that you can. And
um,
so and I would love for you to tell us about you twofold, right? We want to know about you as the person, as the woman, and then we want to know about the Asia Blush, the entertainer.
okay. Let's see. Where should I start? The person behind the drag persona. I'm just getting to know her, honestly. Um, I've been very vocal and very public about my issues with drug addiction and um, insecurities that I had,
Mhm.
and that I didn't even know that I thought the drug that my drug of choice was for sex. That was how it was introduced to me, but I realized that the effects of the particular drug gave me more confidence.
Oh,
It helped me
Deasia.
with
Deasia,
losing weight because weight was one of my issues. Go ahead.
can I,
What you
can I
say?
stop? Because we getting too deep too quick. I want them to get to know you first. And then we
Well,
going
that's the
there.
part. Well, I mean, okay.
We going there. Tell us where you're from and
I'm
how did
originally
you
from
migrate
Savannah,
to Atlanta?
Georgia.
Savannah, Georgia.
A lot of people think I'm from Atlanta because I've been here since I was 17.
Okay.
But I'm from Savannah, Georgia. I
So,
moved to Atlanta like 2003, 2004.
and when you moved down here, was you in school or had you finished school
Well,
in
okay,
Savannah?
so I was the very first person in Chatham County public school system to try to go to school dressed as a girl.
Okay.
Ninth grade is when I started to I was ready. This is me, take it or leave it. At the time, my stepdad had recently passed away. My mom was team me. She was like, "Girl, this what we're gonna do. Let's
Was
go
your
for it."
stepdad influential in your life?
My biological father, no. My stepdad, very much so. My stepdad, he loved me. He just was his thing was to just be safe and be careful. But other than that, they didn't care.
Okay.
Problem was I would get in trouble, get in fights, because my mom's mentality was as long as I did my work
Mhm.
and got good grades. She didn't care how I went to school, how I was dressed.
Okay.
So eventually, around about 15 or 16, I had missed too many days of school to finish the school year. So she said, "Okay, well, we're gonna sign you out. Go get you a GED." When
And why was you missing so many days? Was
Because
is it because
I would get into fights. I had a problem with the word fag.
okay.
If they said fag, I was ready to box. I was ready to box, and I knew
That's
how.
when you was dressing up to go to school?
Yes, because I mean, I think about Savannah, Georgia. This is like 1999, 2000, 2001, somewhere in
Okay.
there.
Okay.
It- Black was still an issue, let alone black and gay.
Black
And
and gray.
then adding to being gay, not just being gay, but to be dressing like a girl, and
Yeah.
it was that was just not a thing.
Okay.
You
So
grab my
how
charger.
was it with the school, like
Hold on, let me
like the
grab a charger real quick.
okay.
Go
Hey,
ahead.
Eric Brooks.
So what was it like for you? What how did the administrators, like the principals, how
Well,
were you responded
I
to by
was
the staff?
most of my teachers actually loved me. They felt like,
Yeah.
I did my work. I was pretty intelligent. When I was 16, I was already taking 12th grade classes. So I would have, had I not missed so many days, I would have graduated high school at 16.
Okay. Okay. So
Okay.
Well,
you was
so we flash forward to leaving school, going to the GED classes. Um, Day 5, a young man decided he was gonna, because I used to have really long hair.
okay.
He was gonna grab my hair and play with my hair, and hey, all right, stop, chill out. And he kept doing it. When we went outside for a break, I picked up a brick and I busted him in the head.
Oh
Oh,
shit.
okay.
So that was my first time going to jail and dealing with all those things. And of course, black, gay, dressed like a girl, but they know I'm male. Um, yeah, it became a big, huge thing. And to a degree, I understood with my mom. She was like, a little bit embarrassed. Our family was kind of well known. And Savannah's this big. So
Uh,
it just caused a lot of problems. So her and I's relationship took the toll for that. We couldn't get along, we couldn't agree on anything. So I left. I left Savannah and came here.
So how
and
is your relationship with your mom now?
Ah, um, it's probably it's better than I ever thought it could be. And
Okay.
mm,
I do owe some of that to my brother Trent. Trent told me that, and this is probably maybe 4 or 5 years ago. A person can only love you to the capacity that they can. They can't give you something that they don't have to give.
Yeah.
And it made me like look into my inside myself, and then I started going to therapy, and therapy just opened so many different doors that were locked inside of me. It gave me the
Hmm.
keys to open all these different doors,
mhm.
and I just realized our parents, we look at our parents and we put our parents on a pedestal, which is a great thing to do, but sometimes as children we forget that our parents are people too.
And they just
Yeah.
trying to
So
figure it out too.
Yeah.
and I had to give my mom this, not I'm not gonna say a pass, but I had to understand that not only did my mom have a young black male kid in the South, but she had a young black male kid that at 11 or 12, I told my parents I like boys and I feel like a girl.
Mm, so
Yes.
you knew early on.
Very, very early.
Yeah.
Wow.
That there was no handbook for her to go read. There was no pamphlet. There was no guide. So she did the best that she could do with what she had.
With the capacity she had.
Yeah,
And so
Yeah.
absolutely.
so that when you're that age though, you don't understand that, right?
Not at all.
You don't
Not at all.
understand that they trying to figure it
All
out.
I felt like at 13, 14, um, my stepdad was gone and I started to be Deasia all the time.
Okay.
And she and I's relationship just went to shit, basically.
Deteriorated.
Only thing I could think in my mind, because my mom, and she just found this out in the last few years, she was literally my idol. I pantomimed all of my girls after her. Long
Okay.
nails. My mom was very well dressed. She kept her hair done.
It's
I
just
did
she
all these
though.
things. So all I felt like was, wait a minute, this person that I have, put all the way up here is treating me like trash, and I'm not realizing why.
Right.
So a few things. She was scared for me.
Yeah, people feel
Ye-
what they don't understand.
Absolutely. She was scared for me and of me.
Of you.
And people don't
Okay.
Gotcha.
realize those are not the same things.
Right.
Scared for me
Yeah.
that something would happen to me, and someone would do something to her to harm me.
Yeah.
Scared of me because wait a minute, what the hell is happening? I don't know what's going on.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Right.
Yeah.
but now she's like my biggest fan.
So what
She
was that
really is.
So
feeling though? What was that feeling of, did you feel lonely and you had to do this alone when you were
Absolutely.
there? Yeah.
Absolutely. I felt alone. I was very, very, very afraid. But I started to sneak out because
Okay.
I'm an only child too. And
Okay.
my mom worked, especially after my stepdad passed away. She worked two jobs, so she would, work all day, come home, take a few hours for a nap, and leave
Mhm.
right back out. I'll be home by myself. Y'all, I
Yeah.
don't know if y'all remember the term latchkey kid.
Uh-huh.
I was definitely
uh-huh.
one of those. And my
For those that don't
mom,
know what that is, tell them.
a latchkey kid is basically where you're really young and you have a key,
Okay.
and your mama tell you take your ass in that house, lock the door, and don't let nobody else in. Well, of course, I'm an only child, and my mom. I tell people this all the time. I never went without, as far as material things. I was never in the dark. We were never. I was never hungry. I lived in a very, very nice part of Savannah,
Then,
um, a nice community. I never went without things. What I lacked quite a bit was the hands on, the hugs, and
the
my mom
love.
was she's a tough person.
The
Yeah.
Now
nurturing.
yeah, she now the here and now. If I call my mama and tell her I got a paper cut, she's a very,
But
very nurturing
Yeah.
now.
That's amazing.
But she wasn't that way. And I got, she had her upbringing, which made her tough and rough, and she wanted to put that in me, which it worked because I've been through a
yes.
lot of stuff in life, and I've been a lot of stuff that probably would have killed someone else. I've been able to shrug off like it
You
was a
made
fly
it
on
through.
my shoulder.
Let
You
me
know.
ask
So
you
do
this.
you feel that your stepfather was the glue that held y'all's
Yes.
family together? So
Yes.
when he passed,
Absolutely.
that glue was
Absolutely.
never there? Okay.
Absolutely. I tell people right now to this day. So my stepdad came in my life when I was one or two, and he
Okay.
passed when I was about 13 or 14. So
Mm.
that's to some people a very short time, but in that short time, he was able to do what was needed. And I always say that, let God and the universe allows people to have a task, and when they complete that task, that's when they go on, they
That's
go on.
amazing. I like
His
that.
task was, I don't know about for anyone else, but for me, it was to teach me what love was supposed to feel like. And here
Mm.
Hmm.
now at 38, I'll be 39 in a couple months. I still measure what, like, if someone tells me they love me, I still use him as the measure to what love is
Of,
supposed to feel like.
so,
And we've been
so
Mm.
dating
tell
20
us,
plus years.
more about him and how, when he was alive, how he made you feel. Let us get to know him because he seemed to be such a major part of your upbringing. So tell us about this man that loved you and made you feel loved and how that helped mold you as well.
Well, okay, so his name was Eddie Matthew Prescott. A lot of people don't know, but my given name prior to Deasia, Amari Prescott, I changed my first, middle, and my last name.
Mm.
He was in the process of adopting me when he passed away. He got pancreatic cancer, and he was never able to sign the adoption papers. So he meant that
Mhm.
much to me that when I legally changed my name at 19, I took his last name. And so hindsight is 2020. So how did he make me feel? My mom thinks that this is hilarious when I say it, but when I go back and I look at pictures of us, I think about holidays and just our interaction. I was daddy's little girl.
Okay.
And that, I mean, it's just, that's the easiest way to put it. Like most little boys spend summers with their moms doing, shit, mama's boys, I spent the summers with my dad. He was a truck driver. When I would get out of school for the summer, I would literally be on the road with him the entire summer. And my mom wouldn't see me until it was time for me to go back to school. I
Wow.
mean,
So did
I just think I measure like everything good about men in general from how he was. Like my mom worked because she wanted to work. He worked enough, and he said, "Only thing I want you to do is make sure I got hot food when I get home, and that my son looks nice." And then eventually, he stopped saying "son" and said "my child" or
Wow.
"our
yeah.
kid."
Wow.
It's really interesting because I was about to ask you because you kind of touched on it there just a little bit. Was that the way that he was and the type of man that you saw he was? Is that your expectation of like men that you date or
Yes.
men that you're in relationships with?
And I've had some pretty crappy relationships, but the last serious relationship I was in, that particular guy reminded me so much of my dad
Hmm.
that it was like it almost was kind of awkward at first because it was like, damn, is this my dad? Like reincarnated almost. He was very similar to my father. Like, yeah, yeah.
So,
I definitely what I look for.
so let me ask you this: if God started opening up heaven to receive text messages, what would your
Oh my
text right
God.
now say to him?
Thank you,
For
thank you. I'm not gonna say all because that would discredit my mother,
okay,
but I would say that most of the positive attributes that I have,
hmm,
quite a few of them, came from him.
oh, I love that. I love that.
Quite a few of them came from him. Now, I think that to give credit to my mother, my ability to survive
Comes from her.
under oh God, what seems like the weight of the world that came from
Yeah,
my mom.
yeah.
My work ethic that came from my mom, but my a lot of my intellect. So I always say my mom was the grit, and my mom was the street smarts. My dad was the book smarts.
So
But
your
and I
mom
feel
taught about
like
survival. Your daddy taught with love.
yes, yeah. My mom taught me how to survive, and um, she taught me the hard way.
Okay.
I give her her due because I was very very hard headed as a kid. I'm hard headed as an adult, Trent. You know that.
Yeah.
So
But
shoot.
you're so passionate about things too, which is what I want to say this right here because I'm speaking about how hard your mom was, and when you start dressing up and you started trying to find out who you were,
Mhm.
that creates this big thing in families, right? So now you're 17 years old and you mosey on down to Atlanta. Tell us about when you landed in Atlanta.
So um, back up just a smidge. I had already started doing shows. I started doing drag shows on my 14th birthday.
Oh wow.
Oh wow!
Oh,
Um,
so tell us about that and who was letting you do that
Who
at
let you
14?
in
At
at
so
14?
14?
okay, so my mom allowed me to hang out with the basically like the neighborhood gang.
Okay.
Because he'll keep you out of trouble. He won't have you in, and all the while she didn't know. He had me in the club doing shows. Um,
I love it.
how I did my first show was like weeks before my 14th birthday. I'm in the club, and the entertainers are doing what they do. What we all do. We got our favorite songs that we do. Trent always say we got a CD on repeat. It's just 10 songs on the CD. It's like it's other songs to do. So I'm reading because I've
Yeah.
been this same person since the beginning. Girl, I'm so sick of y'all doing these same songs. So the MC, Chi Chi Monet, God rest her soul, she was like, "Well, little girl, if you think you could do any better, your birthday in a couple weeks, come do the show." Went and did the show. My first show I did to me, a stranger in my house,
Who
and
painted
I
you?
made over $300 doing a
What?
snippet that was leaked on LimeWire. The full song wasn't even out yet.
What?
And so I was like, "Oh, bitch, this is what I'm doing,"
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
You
I've
fell in
been doing it
love.
ever since, literally. So from 14 to 17, I had grown into like in that little small town, I was their girl.
Yeah.
It was me and this one other light skinned girl named Naya. She was the light skinned girl, I was the dark skinned girl, and that was that. So I moved to Atlanta in my head thinking, I'm I'm the cat's meow girl. I got here and I met Stacy,
Shout out to
but
Stacey Jackson.
yeah, my sister on at work, and
And, and,
she told
and,
me
and
about
what was that place?
talent shows and stuff. And
Okay.
so I went to a show, and she took me to I think it was Loretta's at the time,
Okay.
which became 708, and I saw Raquel Lord for the first time, and me and Stacey argued that about her being
Biological.
biologically da da
Hmm.
da da. So I'm like, ain't no way, because I had never seen that. I never
Right.
seen
Such a
a
great
drag entertainer with
transformation. Yeah.
breasts and body and long, pretty hair, and just so happens, out of all the shows to see her do, she was doing "Money Can't Buy It," "Sex Can't Buy It." She had this beautiful coat, and when she opened her cars, this can't be real.
Yeah,
This can't.
yeah.
You're lying to me. So fast forward to me wanting to do the show, I was just so petrified to even ask or to do it. And then once I did, I really enjoyed it here. Um, they was a little rough on me. They still are at times, but I tell people this city, the drag culture here built me into the entertainer I am. And I've been all over the US and I've been able to entertain, and people seem to think I'm pretty all right.
Yeah. And then you become a Cassadine.
Oh, so I love Tanisha. Um, whew, Tanisha
Shout
had
out
a
to Lady
way
Divine.
of looking at people who the world or the scene or whomever deemed unworthy and
Mhm.
making them feel worthy. And she would plant these little seeds inside of people. And oh, girl.
No, you are so right. Go ahead because I was talking to Trent about Tanisha just the other day, and I was
Yeah.
and I was tearing up because she really was I mean, just her capacity to because she made me feel that way. Because when I was at Miss
Mhm.
USA, I was like, I don't belong here. I'm
I,
not.
I, I, I tell people all the time, this is what she did. I was getting ready for a pageant in 2007, I think.
Okay.
I was on Dreamcast. She was on the the bigger cast or whatever. And there was another young lady who was on the Dreamcast that was getting ready for the
Mhm,
same contest. And I kept asking, like, months leading up to the pageant, kept asking people for help, and they kept like basically ignoring me. And
mhm.
she told me, she said, "Look, girl, I want you to come to my house on Monday." I said, "Okay." So I came to her house. Now, mind you, I'm keeping 1,000. She knew this. I used to read Tanisha all the time, call her horse face and all of the jokes that people used to make.
Mhm.
And she said, go in that room in that bench. You remember how she used to have it would look like a disaster to us, but she knew where
Uh-huh.
everything
You
was.
know where everything was
Go in
at.
that bin at the bottom and get that black and red dress. I don't, and Trent, you remember this dress. It's a
Mhm.
black and red beaded dress with the hook that came
Yeah.
across the titty.
Uh-huh.
And she said, I'm gonna show you how to stone. So we sat there, we stoned, and I'm like, well, what is this? What am I doing? And I'll never forget, like maybe an hour or two in, she started playing Anita Baker. And I started singing the song. And she skipped to the next song. And I started singing. She skipped to the next song. She said, how do you know this? I said, I got an old soul. I like a lot of old music. And we stoned that dress all that day. And then when I got ready to leave, she said, I want you to bring your stuff that you're going to use for the pageant coming up. I said, how you know? I didn't even know that she would paid attention to the conversations that had been going on. She said, just bring your stuff, okay? So the next day, I brought my stuff. And Tanisha, if she thought something was ugly, she would pick up your stuff. She said, oh, you wearing this? And I was like, yeah. She was like, no, 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 no. She said, go get that dress out of that room. And until this time, I had never wore body pads or whatever. And
Mhm.
she said, in that bin down there, I had somebody make you some pads. Now this was over in my head, like you did this overnight. For me, I'm like, okay, cool. So I went and got the pads and we put the dress on. She said, no, you're gonna wear this. I was like, oh wow, okay. So got ready for the pageant. We went to registration. And she said, "Go ahead and pick your station and stuff. I'm gonna fill out your paperwork and stuff." I didn't know that Tanisha had decided to become my mom until I walked on stage. Contestant number three, Deasia Cassadine, and my face just it just instantly felt like I belonged somewhere,
Mm.
and someone saw something in me that I didn't even see in myself. Now she got mad because I had put on her sportswear and I wanted to do all the ghetto backing it up and all that stuff. She said, no, 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 no. She said, listen, when you have on good things, you don't have to do that. But yeah, she she really, really came at a time where, like I said, everybody was pushing and pulling for someone else. And she took the chance. Now the girl that was pulling for still won, but I got first runner up. Maybe that started that chain.
Mm. That first run up check, I'm telling you. Listen, that is crazy. And you know, you're my sister, so I know you. I get a chance, and I think you're so misunderstood in this game. I think you're so passionate. And I think that you just this is just me, right? I think that you're still fighting for survival, even in the places where you have made it, right?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I think when you get in those spaces, and sometimes it make us feel that way. We don't think that we're worthy of these spaces, and we fight so hard to stay there. We think that everything is an attack against us because we're so
Absolutely.
used to being attacked.
Uh-huh.
How has that hindered your career? Do you feel like in this business?
It's hindered it quite a bit. And even in situations feeling attacked when like there are times where I know I've gotten first one up where I know it was a orchestration.
Yes, I
But then
like
there are
that.
times where I've gotten first one up when I probably just deserve second or third,
Yeah.
but because you're in this fight mode, you're not thinking, logically. We all think that our shit don't stink and we're perfect. And
Mhm.
um the great thing about the here and now of me is that um I took 10 months away. I left Atlanta. I went to stay with my mother. And I had gotten to a point in Atlanta where I felt like nobody liked me, nobody cared, nobody gave a damn. Um, and I felt like I had done so much for other people, and in my time of need, nobody was really there.
Hmm.
But I am a person of faith, and I believe in a God. It's like my God. Like I think mine is different than everybody else's.
What makes
But
yours different?
because I think that everybody should have their own personal relationship with God.
Okay.
And I think that whatever your belief system is your belief system. I just have issues with the quote unquote like the Bible version of God that they tried to force feed me over the years. Because
Okay.
I grew up in the church,
Okay.
but I just don't. I kind of don't agree with the text.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
agree with some of the ideology behind it, but I just feel like that's made by man.
Mm.
But what I really do believe is that a whole series of people in one area are not going to believe all this, believe this one thing about a person or treat a person this particular way, and then they move 4 hours away, and another group of people they all came to the same conclusion, and those people didn't discuss it. They didn't send no text message to say we all gonna get together and feel this particular way about Deasia.
Mhm.
So the only common denominator in me in Atlanta, and then when I got to Statesboro, I was having the same issues was me.
Hmm.
Mm.
So I had to be honest with
Hmm.
myself and say, okay, what is it that I'm doing? What is it about me that needs to change? And so once I started doing that, I started going to therapy. And I was going to therapy and my mom didn't even know it because my mom's on dialysis. So she goes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Well, I just scheduled my therapy Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I could do it and know that I was doing it for me, not for anybody else, not for some people say, oh, I'm in therapy. So their friends will leave them alone. Say, oh girl, she working on herself. No, I was
Mhm.
doing it
Hmm.
specifically for me to get to the root of some of the issues. I found out that, even the drugs wasn't about sex. The drugs was about the way it made me feel, the confidence boost that
Yeah.
it gave me, the weight loss. And I'll say leaving home early, it teaches you, like you said, survival, but it teaches you to take a lot of shortcuts. But the thing about taking a shortcut on Monday is you'll have to come back to where you was at.
Mhm.
You'll have to come back. You'll have to come back and start that process over because a shortcut doesn't always work. It
Okay.
just seems like it's working right then.
It sometimes become a maze.
Ooh, and a setback because you end up farther behind than you would have been had you just took the role and just went through it the normal way.
That's it.
So
That's
what
it.
do you think is one of the biggest things that because you said that you're just now getting to know yourself. What was the one of the biggest things that you felt that you've learned, or some of the things that you feel that you've learned that were just where you were like going, "Oh my God, that was your
Um,
aha moment."
People are going to be so surprised by this. Oh God, I don't like doing makeup. I'm just
Oh
good
my
at it.
god.
I don't like doing it. I'm being honest. I don't like doing it. It's just something that okay because I did drag so young, and I learned how to do my makeup well. people would ask me to do their makeup. So I just started doing it. Tanisha gave me an ultimatum one time. She said it was the host role or a job. And if I chose the host role, I had to find somewhere to stay. So I found a job. The job was doing makeup. And it's just something, it's a talent that I have. It's like, have you all ever met somebody who could sing really, really well? And you're like, oh, you could be an artist. And they're like, well, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Makeup is just something that I'm good at. Now, something that I enjoy doing, I enjoy cooking. And that's something that a lot of people don't know about me. Like I
Wow.
really, really enjoy cooking. Like it's like therapeutic for me. If I like I'll give a perfect example. If someone was to give me a bunch of money, people would think that I would probably open a club or a drag bar. I would open a restaurant.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So what steps are you taking then to move into that direction? What's
Um,
holding you back? Come on,
I don't
sugar.
know. Um,
Food truck fish. Come on.
there's
Yes,
so many
honey.
food trucks. I would actually want a regular restaurant. I
Yeah.
really would. Um, and then so something else that I learned recently when I moved back to Atlanta. Ava is my godmother.
Shout out to
She could
Ava and
tell.
W
Shout out to
Green.
Miss MBU Grand, Ava Chanel Alexandria. She could tell that I missed doing drag, even though I kept saying no, I don't want to do no shows. No, I don't want to do no shows. No, I kept saying I didn't want to do it. And they invited me to do the show at the Stars of the Century. And I did the show like 2 or 3 times, and everyone was so pleasant to me, and I hadn't been used to that. I'm used to typically going in spaces and being tolerated. And I know what
Mhm.
that feels like, and everybody knows what it feels like to be in a space and being tolerated. It just doesn't feel great. But I had gotten so used to it that people being pleasant was like, girl, what's happening? Girl, what's the tea? So I had asked Ava, I said, well, girl, what's going on? And she said, well, you feel like you've grown and changed the person, right? I said, yeah. She said, you know other people are allowed to do that same thing.
Mm.
And I was like, wait a minute, bitch,
Wow.
hold up, don't. So then in therapy, my therapist said, well, oftentimes when we go into spaces that are familiar, go into places and spaces that are familiar, we go into those with our same mindset of the past. So
Mhm.
you walk into a space with your heart closed, but your eyes and your ears open because your eyes are open because you're looking for bullshit. Your ears are open because you're listening for bullshit, but your heart is closed. You may mess around and miss out on something that is there for you that's beneficial.
Mhm.
So I started going honestly, with my eyes open, my ears open, but my heart open too. And since I've been back, I've received nothing but accolades and adoration and
Mhm.
love. And even in times where I felt bad or felt like I wanted to use, I've had people that I would have never thought would have been there to be there to just to listen or to offer some type of advice or whatever, and it's actually been really really good. So like that's what I've learned is like just because this is a familiar space and it may be a place of hurt at one time, doesn't mean that it has to stay that.
So do you feel that you have that support system now there
I
in
do.
Atlanta? You do?
I do. I really do. Shouts out to Star Sherrington. Star told me
Love
something
Star. Shout out to
that I would have never. I would have gotten there, but she made me open my eyes to it. I felt like when I first got back, I felt like I didn't want to go into the show pageant scene anymore. I was back in Atlanta just because I wanted to be in this city, but I didn't want to go into that world because there was so much hurt there. She said,
Mhm.
"Well, girl, you came back to Atlanta. You were gone for almost a year. You came back to Atlanta, and literally in 60 days, I was pretty much back on all the shows or was able to perform wherever you want." She said, "Look at the silver lining in that dark cloud.
Mhm.
Everybody can't do that." She said some people, you know, go away for 2 or 3 months and can't come back and get in where they fit in.
Mhm.
So it made me kind of like look at it, in a different way. Like, okay, well maybe the city do kind of mess with me, a
Mhm.
little more than I thought.
Speaking of the city messing with you, I know like um as I was telling Dominique when I was, giving her a little backstory about you, you've been first run up to almost every system. North
Yeah.
America, Black America, Vogue, Duval,
Wrestling.
Westland, you know,
Except for MBU. MBU is the only pageant I did, and I didn't make the five.
you didn't make
But
it.
It was my fault. I had messed up during talent, and I had said "what the fuck" in the middle of my talent, so that was my fault.
Well, that's definitely your fault. Do you feel like this city has given you a fair chance, or have they been fair to Deasia Bloods Cassadine?
As far as pageantry, no. And I know that's probably going to continue the reign of unfair
No, it
fairness.
won't. This is you speaking about
Oh
how
no,
you
yeah.
see.
I don't feel like they've always been fair to me. Now, do I think portions of that are my fault? To a degree. Tanisha told me something a long time ago. She said, "Listen, this is these people game. You have to play the game, or take the consequences if you don't." So it's kind of catch 22. I believe that we should be judged based on what we do and present in the moment because it is a competition.
Mm,
Um, but is that realistic? No, because I mean it's just like watching a basketball game. We have seen plenty of referees make bad calls.
yeah.
The referees will transist that will be the judges.
Hmm.
They do that in real the real Miss America. We look at the and we look at it like, well, girl, that ain't how that's supposed to win. But you know, it's and I think I've also taken it too I took it too seriously. A part of my therapy was my therapist explained to me, and she had to get me to see that Deasia Blush Cassadine is my work uniform. She's a figment of my imagination. She's not real. I would
Mm,
take what people would say about her to heart so much that I in my mind she was all that I was. So when people would say something about her, it it would hurt so bad. Now they can say whatever they want about her because I know that she's not real nowhere. She in a bag over there.
but
See,
Uh-huh.
but
see
even
that green,
operating out of
bag over there? She in the bag.
she in there, but you can dress her up and change her name, but the feelings of who you are is still on the stage. You're
That
the one who have to endure that. And I know that
absolutely.
sometimes, like I've watched you, I've watched Tanisha, I had a hard time watching y'all lose things that I thought y'all should have won.
Yeah.
Not because that I think y'all should win everything that y'all get in, but that does something to a person's mental.
Yes, it
Because when
does.
you feel like
Yes, it
the
does.
outcast anyway, right?
Yes.
This
Yes.
starts to weigh heavy. I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. As you know, Tanisha,
Absolutely.
like my body ain't good enough. I need to get more. I need to get
Absolutely.
more. And so this create
Because
this.
I did the same thing. So people don't a lot of people don't know, but I didn't have implants until 2016, twenty
Okay.
seventeen.
Okay.
I had just a little bit of body work, and then I but before Tanisha passed, she made me promise her that I wouldn't get silicone.
Okay.
And then to find out, that was, the cause of her demise, it really pissed me off. Still, after she
Hmm.
passed, I got body work.
Wow.
Mm.
And I've had complications and all of those same things. And people don't. A lot of the patrons of the arts don't understand the amount of scrutiny that we place on ourselves and that
Mm,
the pageant community places on us. But the hard part of that is knowing like these pageant owners and promoters and the judges, they know
yeah.
and they still antagonize people. They still demean people. They pit us against each other
Hmm.
constantly. I just that's why when I was gone for the 10 months and I came back, I didn't really want to be a part because I didn't really want to be like feel like a hamster in a wheel or a
Hmm.
rat in a maze. I
Mm.
didn't want to feel like that. But because I've been able to compartmentalize and kind of separate who I am as a person and my stage persona, like I deal with it better, because I mean, of course, I mean, I've been back almost a year now. I've had people say things, and I've done some pageants,
Yeah.
um, but it doesn't bother me quite the same as it used to.
So back then when those doors were shutting one after another, because first runner people don't realize you're so close but yet so
So
far.
far,
You
ooh,
know,
the
so
first. I keep telling
door
people,
after
people say
door.
first run up is good. First run up, that just mean you the first bitch to lose.
Yeah.
But it's also a good place because people are like, oh, you almost won, but that's painful in itself. When you first start to get first run up, it's cool. Like, oh, okay, I'm good enough to
Yeah,
do this.
so
You
I
start to
my
think you're good enough.
first runner up was first runner up at Black America Plus because that was in March, 2012. September 2011, I had just did Black America Junior, and they said, "Well, girl, you should step up. You do yourself. You paint yourself. You do your own hair. Okay, step up." And it felt good. It was 13 of us in that competition. People I
Okay.
looked up to, people I idolized, and I was like, "Girl, I beat all them. Oh, yay!"
Yeah.
Then the next year, I got first run up to Ivy.
Okay.
Okay. Then the next year, I got first run up to somebody else. Uh, all right, now, okay, this is time out for this. So I took a break. I did something else. First one up again at Westland. So it just kept happening. And at some point, it lose, like you're saying, it's a big, great thing at first, but then it loses its luster. Like, okay, what are we
Right.
doing tonight?
Right.
um, and the the last time I got first run up, the reasoning behind it, I internalized it so much. I got first run up at Black America. Um, for not saying where I was from during presentation, which was one of the rules. It just felt like if I were anybody else, and I think anybody in that moment would have felt like if I were anybody else, they would have overlooked it. But it was me and someone else. Me and Trinity both forgot to say where we were from, and we lost 70 points in that one category.
Wait.
Um,
So 70 points across the board from all the judges?
no,
70
from each
points
judge.
total
10
for off
points
your
from each
final
judge.
score. So the way it works is they judge you on the normal thing, hair, makeup, fit of the garment, all that. And then there's a whole subcategory, 10 points per judge, which would be 70 points. Either you get the 10 points or you don't. That's
Hmm.
the reason why I have not returned. I think if you're judging a speech, judge the speech on the normal criteria. Okay, well, if you say, because there's like five things that you have to say, and they say if you say all five, you get the 10 points per judge. If you don't say it, then you don't get the 10 points per judge. I think I said four of the five. I should have gotten some, and
Some,
the
yeah,
even
some of
even
it.
for me, out of the seven judges, four judges thought I did say from Atlanta, Georgia, and three judges caught that I didn't. In my mind, if you're judging what you hear and or see in that moment, that means you should let. And they always say the scores are the scores,
And
right?
these are they.
You should have left what was there there.
Yeah.
They had to go back and watch a DVD to assess. Oh, wait a minute, no, she didn't say from Atlanta. Then they went back and listened to everybody's speech, and they realized that me, Trinity, and I think Minigan from the Plus division didn't. So they went ahead and took and said no, you don't. She don't get any of the points.
Mm.
But
So,
if
so,
they
so
gave me, even if they gave me the 40 points back from the
mhm.
final score, I would have won the pageant. But I went from winning to not even placing.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure I understand. So during
Uh-huh.
the course of this pageant,
Mm-hmm.
they went into a room and watched a recording.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's almost like a sports playback.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
If you will.
Wow, of I've never heard of
Yes.
that before. Okay.
Mm-mm.
So can you tell me, and I mean you may not even know. So why are those things why do those things have to be stated in the speech?
Well, they took away
Do they say
they took away
why?
question and response. Yeah, they took away question
Mhm.
and response. And so it's your name, where you're from, your sponsors, your contestant number, and why you want to be Black America. And
Gotcha.
my only and I know this is gonna sound crazy, but everybody pretty much just said I'm contesting number da da da. My sponsors are such and such. I actually wrote a speech that paid homage to the system, and the I just couldn't from Atlanta, Georgia, just didn't
There
come
was
out.
no way you can catch up with that amount of points taken. There was
Exactly.
no
I won
way.
talent with a perfect score, and
Oh
I
yeah, you
still
ate talent
couldn't.
that year.
I still didn't even place. So it just hurt. And do I think the system was wrong? No, not necessarily. Do I feel like if it was someone else? Yeah, because the very next year and the year after that, there were rules that were broken, and that person not only did they win the category, they won the pageant. So
Yeah.
it's like, well,
Yeah.
damn, when I broke the rule,
So some
we
can and some can't.
yeah,
So
and
there's an
I think, but
unfairness
that's
across the
true in
board.
life in general. That's
Yeah.
true in life in general. Some can and some can't, but
So
it's
I was
how we
so
deal
worried
with it.
about
Like,
you after that pageant. I'm sorry because you, but after that pageant, I was so worried about you because I know the journey that you had just came from, right?
mm-hmm.
And that's when we finna speak a little bit about, if you don't mind, there was a
No,
drug
no
use
problem.
that was going on. And I remember you got clean to do the pageant. And
Yes,
I
I
was
did.
saying, if they do this to her tonight, I wasn't mad about like the pattern. I was mad that if they do this to her tonight, this is an easy way to
Yep.
relapse.
And that's exactly what I did.
I was
I had
so
been clean
worried.
for 2.5 years. And the thing about misery is, it loves company.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
got home and I didn't. It didn't immediately click in my head that I wanted to use. It just the depression came in, and
Yeah.
at the time I was working at Lips Atlanta, and I was also working for a company called Someone Cares nonprofit.
Okay.
And I called out of work. I said I had a little PTO. I said I'm gonna take me 2 weeks. I called to my job. I said, "Hey, I'm gonna take a couple days off. I can't." So I locked myself in my room, and I was just people kept you checked on me, Ava checked on me, even my daughter Janasia checked on me. uh, I just kept saying I'm fine because I had tricked
Hmm.
myself into believing if I just keep saying it that it would be true,
That would be true.
and
Yeah.
it just wasn't. And so I tell this part I told of this part of my story. In preparation for the pageant, I wasn't using. I was clean, but I used to do something called admins. Admins is where people who do crystal meth intravenously find someone that is really good at finding a vein. It basically you helping them. You in my mind, I was helping them get high without hurting themselves. In my mind,
Hmm.
the thing about that was after the pageant, well, I didn't spend. I spent over $20,000 doing Black America. Well, I need to get some
Mm,
of this
Wow.
money back because I didn't get none. I didn't get any of it. So
Yeah.
I'm doing the admins.
mm.
So the
Well, they pay you to do the admins.
yes they do.
Oh,
And I stayed in an area where it was very popular. I should say that. So
Okay.
I was charging them $20 during normal hours, and anytime after midnight it was 50.
because if they
So
find the wrong vein, what would happen?
they could die.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, I can show you. So you see on my arm. I don't know if y'all can see on my arm all those scars.
Yes.
All of
Yes.
those are places where I attempted. I either I attempted or somebody attempted to help me get high, and they missed.
So your drug
So
of choice was
crystal meth.
crystal meth,
Yeah,
and this journey of crystal meth, right? Because being from smaller towns, we see drugs around us, right? And we say we're not
hmm
gonna ever do that because we see the effects that it have on people. Can you
absolutely.
talk to us about the night that you tried crystal meth for the first time, and where were you mentally?
So I never decided to try it for the first time.
Oh wow.
I used to pop pills and do cocaine a little bit.
Oh
And
god.
when I would have sex with an ex of mine, um, there's a way to do it. It's called a booty bump, which is it for a girl, for the dolls, which was the way that we were told or taught
Hmm.
to do it because it didn't mess with your teeth, it didn't mess with your skin, and it was quick. Well, he decided that he wasn't going to use pills or cocaine. He was going to use meth, and this when we did it for about a weekend or so, like a Friday to a Monday, and by the time that weekend was done, I was hooked, and I didn't know
Y'all
that
had
that's what
did booty bumps. What is that?
you take the
Break
drug,
that
you
down.
put it in your butt.
Oh, you put the drug in your butt.
Oh, really?
Yes, absolutely. Just like
Okay.
college kids, how they do liquor that way.
Oh.
So when I when that weekend was over, I was really irritated down there. Went to the doctor, and my doctor said, "Well, you have very high traces of methamphetamine in you." I was like, "No, that wasn't what it's supposed to be." He said, "Well, no, I'm telling you, I'm looking at the chart, and this is what it
Yeah.
is."
Yeah.
Of course, I went home. Me and my boyfriend we fought, whatever. And so I thought that was the end. Well, the Wednesday, I'm woo,
Mm.
trying
Needing
to
it.
get it together, and
Yeah,
it
it.
was too late. So so I started smoking it. And a lot of people know this. And the reason I quit ever quit before leading up to Black America was um I lost functionality of my right lung for a period of time.
Wow.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
my right lung shut down. They went in. They had to take like 60% of it out. So I was walking around with an oxygen tank. I went through a whole bunch. So fast forward to after Black America, I'm doing the admins and I'm depressed, of course. And the person who, I'm doing, the people are like, well, girl, you if you'll feel a little better if you take you a hit. I'm
Mhm.
like, nah. I said no 2 or 3 times, and I said yes. So I take Ozempic now, so I have a needle. So I just want to show the very first time I did it. I don't know if y'all can see. I did about this much. Two,
Mhm.
one, two, three. Right?
Okay.
That's a tiny, tiny amount. The flash forward to me ODing in my apartment. I
Oh,
did three of these, three full ones.
Wow.
So I tell people like you can start off small
Were you
and
were you trying to like
no,
were
I
you
just
still
was trying.
fighter?
So it's just like any other
make yourself
drug.
feel better. Yeah.
It's just like any other drug. You know, when you do a small amount, a small amount gets you high today, but then 6 months from now, 6 months from now, that same
You need
amount
more.
doesn't do the same, doesn't give you the
Right.
same effect. And this particular drug gives you a sense of superiority, a sense of
Mm.
confidence that like no other drug.
Okay.
And you will think, like I've explained to people, I've done lots and lots of seminars and I've talked to a lot of people. You think you have it together until you don't. Because I can remember that night that I OD'd, and nobody could have told me that I did too much. Nobody. Like
And
they
I
just
know
couldn't, and I
wow.
clearly did too much. I legally
So when you
died in the ambulance for 12 minutes. So I was,
okay,
yeah, I
that's what
did
I
too
was about
much.
to ask. So who found you, Deasia?
Mm. So I started getting high. There were 7 people in my apartment.
Hmm.
Um, I clearly I hit the ground, hit the floor, and they
Mhm.
ran. Luckily for me, they let my dog out, and my dog was in the breezeway barking, 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 and my neighbor picked up my dog, and she opened my door, and I was in the
And
in
she
the house.
so do you remember who those people were? They friends of
Absolutely,
yours? So
absolutely.
okay, so thinking about that moment, right?
Hmm.
Oh my oh I mean just oh
And
my
I
God. And
just literally just ran into one of those people
mhm.
at North America, and I didn't know what my response was going to be. I burst into tears
Mhm.
You
and
let
I just I couldn't believe, and they walked up to me like, "Oh, hey,
right.
the last time I saw you was I that was October 13th of 2023. And
So
I
in
just saw you
essence, they
today." And that
left
just
you
walked
for
up like, "Hey, how you
dead.
doing?" You said
Let me
what?
tell you something.
So in essence, they basically left you possibly
But
for
Absolutely.
dead.
they did
Absolutely.
leave her there dead, yeah.
And then fortunately your dog got out in some so
Your
then
dog saved your
in
life.
that moment you okay, so you're in the hospital, you realize these people abandoned you. What
Uh-huh.
did that these people were people you I guess you were friends with
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
that moment. What did that feel like?
When I sat up in the hospital bed, the very first words out of my head were "but God."
But God.
I woke up and I mean I could clearly tell, okay, I'm in the hospital. Something went wrong, and the doctor told me that I had enough crystal meth in my system to kill 3 adult people,
Oh my
like three
Wow.
God.
adults. He said I don't know. He said he couldn't explain how I made it through it. Couldn't explain why I still had brain functionality. He couldn't explain why I could talk. I knew my name. I could move my limbs. He couldn't explain it.
Wow.
And I told them right then. I said, okay, I need some help. So I went to rehab. And 2 of the people that were there in my house lived there. I didn't even care about my stuff. I said I need some help. They took me from the hospital to rehab. I did 60 days, and then when I got back to my place, of course, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get evicted. I could tell that they had ransacked my house. They took stuff. I didn't even care. I just knew that I want I wanted to be better than I was,
Yeah.
and um, people keep saying that I should be mad at those people, or I should be upset, but I thank God for them because had they not left me. Had
Hmm.
they helped me and I didn't have to go to the hospital or go be rushed to the ambulance, I wouldn't have known what I know. I probably would have still been doing drugs. So I probably would be dead. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
think that people always take negative situations and they don't use them for what they're supposed to be used for. Sometimes you go through negative stuff in life to learn a lesson.
Yeah.
And
So
I learned that
what lesson
lesson.
did you
One,
learn?
huh?
What lesson do you feel like you learned from all of that?
Um, be mindful of the company that you keep.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, it's not anybody else's responsibility. My life is not anybody else's responsibility. It's my own.
Yes,
Mm.
It's my own.
sure.
So I take pride in now. Like I've been very honest with people. I live in a room. I see my toiletries back there,
Yeah.
my stove up there.
But you're
My
sheltered. You're sheltered.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say sheltered, because I'm okay. I used to feel
Yeah.
like I needed all these people around me
Hmm.
to be happy. I'm a okay with just me and myself. Now, my mama has my dog. I miss my dog, but other than that, I'm okay. I really, 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 really okay.
I'm glad to hear
Therapy
that.
is
It's an
so
amazing
important.
thing. It's such an amazing thing.
It's a
People,
tool that African American people don't use enough. The
yes,
LGBTQIA plus community doesn't use enough, and
that's
even
it.
with them deeming us as crazy, the trans community we really don't use it enough.
Yeah.
I'm so I love my therapist. I've had two since my OD, but I love therapy. Like sometimes therapy and the gym go hand in hand. It's
Okay.
like you can get they give you the tools to deal with the weight of the world because we
Yeah.
all face adversity, we're all going to face shortcomings, we're all going to go through things, but they give you the tools to navigate those times a lot better.
Mm. I love. So when you OD, is that when you realized you had a problem? Because I know a lot of times when you're doing a drug, you don't feel like it's a problem.
Well, no, not at first. I just knew that I needed help because I knew I couldn't. It was the thirst for it,
Hmm.
the
The
pull
taste.
towards it
Yeah.
was too strong. It wasn't like it was before. When I was smoking, I could smoke for 2 or 3 days, put it down, don't pick it up for months. It had gotten to a point where I had to be high to go to work. I had to
Mhm.
be high to be around people. I would literally wake up and roll over to pre-made syringes.
Mm.
Wow.
So it got to in a refrigerator that I specifically had in my room just for that. Like
Yeah.
it had gotten really, really bad. And I knew I couldn't do it on my own. And I said, well shit, I'm in this hospital. These people care. I have decent medical care. So I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and ask for help now. Because if I go home, it might not be I might go right back to it. And
Yeah.
I've done really well. I've been clean since then. So I've had some bad days, but I just always think about, okay, look at all the stuff I lost: my job, my both jobs, my apartment, my car, and more so than the materialistic things, I had lost my self respect.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
when you lose respect for your own self, the materialistic stuff I can replace. But when I lost respect for myself because I always felt that I felt like people who became addicted to drugs were unintelligent or
Mhm.
whatever, and I pride myself on being an intelligent person. Um, I said I had to figure out something else. So I've just and people don't realize being clean is a one day at a time. The
Yes.
days
Yeah.
eventually add up, but one day at a time. The hardest part for me has been making the amends. We have to reach out to people that you did wrong, or you
Mhm.
know that part was hard. But other than that, I've been all right.
That's good. That's really great to hear. And so then so what is your what is your motivation now as you move forward in life? What is your motivation to stay clean, to to continue to grow as an individual? Aside from drag, I'm just talking about
Oh yeah.
you as
So I
Deasia.
think everything you go through in life makes you who you become. But I think I often say that I think our stories, and me and Trent talked about this. Our stories aren't for us. I
Mhm.
think that not to make myself larger than I should. I always told people I wanted to be like the Malcolm X's and the Martin Luther Kings and the Rosa Parks. I wanted to be remembered for something. Those people went through all that they went through, and we're still reaping the rewards for the work that they put in.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Um, um, I've told my story here and there. I mentioned, that I battle addiction in like question and answer and pages and stuff. But
Yeah.
I've gotten my, I guess my kudos, or not, I ain't gonna say kudos, but I get a sense of purpose when I feel like I've done something to help someone else. And a lot of times people have reached out to me and asked me what, utensils I've used, just what tools I have to not think about it.
Mhm.
And my mission really right now, my hope is I really want to design my own nonprofit that deals with substance abuse counseling.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
when I would try to get clean in the past, they had all these cookie cutter versions of a way to get clean. Everybody's got to do these same 12 steps or 10 steps or whatever.
Mhm.
But what I realized is getting sober, getting clean is just like a diet. What will help you lose weight and what help me lose weight will be different. I think that
Mhm.
the plan should be designed per person.
Per person, right.
Like I've used art. A lot of people know I love to draw, so
Wow.
I use art to when I have bad days and I feel stressed out and I think about using, I draw, and it's
Wow.
therapeutic for me. It gets my mind off of it. By the time I'm done with whatever it is I'm drawing, it could be a picture of his eyeglasses. It, it
Mm.
it it's gone. Some people I know one of my sons who he's been on this journey with me. He uses music, and he didn't even know, but he started writing music, and he's been able to actually sell his songs.
Nice.
So
Wow.
it's different
Wow.
for each person. So that's kind of like what my mind is. Like that's something that I really, really want to work on. I actually have already gotten the LLC for it. I'm working on trying to like have, get some people to write some grants for me and help me with that sort of thing. Or learn how to write grants for myself. Hey, wouldn't that be good?
Absolutely. Yes.
But
Absolutely.
the name of the
Congratulations.
my
Congratulations.
organization is going to be Grace and Humility Solutions, because we need a lot more
Oh,
grace and people
We need a
definitely
lot
need
of it.
humility.
We need a lot
And
of
in the end, we'll find the solution to your or whomever's problem.
that's
no, that
amazing.
is amazing. Kudos
It's
to
so
you.
amazing. Oh, wow. Because I mean, because so many people that get caught in that cycle
Yes,
never get to the place to where you are.
No.
They're never able to break the cycle. They always
yes, and
keep
it is.
falling
I tell people
into it.
all the time that that particular drug is once it gets a hold, it's hard. It's hard. It's really hard because I've been clean 22 months. I still think about it some days, and
Yeah.
it could be the simplest thing. I stubbed my toe, bitch. Actually, if I got high, I wouldn't even feel this. You know, you. um, but I have
Yes,
I have
yes.
two I have two pictures that I keep on my mirror. So this is a picture of me. I don't know if y'all can see that picture of me.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, it's gorgeous.
I had got just gotten my teeth done, so I spent almost $10,000 on my teeth,
Mhm.
and because of crystal meth, they're all messed up, missing tooth, broken, whatever. So that's a reminder. So I say that I'm gonna do everything in my power to get back to this, because
Okay.
this is clean, sober, no drugs, working every day, model citizen me. And then um, right after I started getting clean, I did a contest. I did Trans World, and these people in this picture really, 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 really mean a lot to me. My son, my grandson, and Raquel Henry.
Where's your
Raquel
son and
Henry
grandson?
has
We can't see him on there. Shout him
oh
out.
Psych, Valentino, and
Shout out to
Trigger
Sight.
Sanchez.
And
Okay,
shout out
okay.
to
Um, um, During that rain, I was just getting clean and sober. I was battling with it every day.
Mhm.
Some days I would be frantic. I would show up the bookings and not look my best. They would help me. And Raquel Henry, more so than anything, she has been a huge, when I say confidant, she's become my spiritual advisor. She really, really, really rides for me.
Shout
And
out to
those two,
Raquel Henry Brown.
yeah, yes, Miss Brown.
Yes. Meet the
But
Browns, baby.
I tell people find things to ground them, like
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
things to make them feel good, and that's what I do. And then the people think that your circle has to be huge, or you have to have all these people. I have two or three people I know I can call on, who I know are going
Mhm.
to tell me the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, ooh, Ava. No, I'm just playing. No, she
Yeah.
just people that are gonna be honest with you. But there's a way to give tough love and still remember that you love the person. And recently, Naisha said something to me that makes a lot of sense, right? When we're
Mhm.
going through stuff in life, right, and we're talking to our loved ones. So, like for instance, I know Trent loves me. When Trent is chastising me or saying something that I don't care for, I have to remember in my mind, this is still that same person that loved me.
That
Yeah.
loves you.
That's really important because we it's like when someone is chastising you, you forget uh, that they love. Well, no, they still love you. The
Yeah.
same way they was tipping you 20s when you was turning the show. Well,
Yeah.
now they're telling you, girl, you're not doing this. Is not healthy for you. This is not beneficial.
Yeah.
They still love you.
Yeah. And I
So
think,
do you? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Trent. I'm
no,
sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was just wanting to ask, you talked about what you want to do personally. Let's kind of revert to back to the show aspect.
Oh
Do
Lord.
you want to get back into pageantry, or do you think that
Oh
that
yeah.
may?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I like now I've given myself the tools to handle winning or losing.
Yes,
um
ma'am.
i i i I go into spaces. So what? Okay, first of all, when we go into these spaces, we're going into these spaces and we're asking someone to give us something, right? I realize now that they've created this is theirs. They're not going to change their rules for me, so I got to play by their rules.
Yes, ma'am.
So, the great part about working on Deasia Prescott and her having her circle of people who she can vent to and deal with things is I can go to these people's pageant, win, lose, or draw. I know now going to Facebook and reading, these people don't care. They're gonna yes, ma'am, amen, you whatever, all that stuff today, and then they're gonna when they get logged off, they'll say, "Girl, she lost for real," and nobody, or they don't care.
Or they don't care.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely have other pageantry aspirations. I did vote back in February. I think I did really good. Hell, people thought I won, but in my mind, I thought I did good to get second because I thought I looked a mess. I hated everything. I hated all of it. Oh Jesus. Well, one, I was gone 10 months. I had gained a bunch of weight. None of my clothes fit like they were supposed to fit. Presentation dress was too short. Swimsuit, I thought I was hot. I didn't put nobody on. Shape wasn't quite right. So I mean, I was all right with it. I did beautiful international. I got first to my sister Kamaya. People said they felt like I won that too, but I was cool with first. So it's like it's changed. It like I used to be so dead set I had to win. Now I'm doing it because I'm just enjoying myself and having a good
Enjoy the
time. I want to
moment.
show my shit.
Mhm.
I am getting ready to compete again.
Do you mind sharing?
Mm.
You don't want to share? Okay.
No, I don't mind. No, I'm getting ready for
Anybody
Duval Plus.
or
I'm
really?
getting ready
Oh,
for Duval Plus.
good.
Yeah.
That's
Shout out to
awesome.
Duval. I love Duval.
Yes,
Yeah.
And
me
when
too. I've
and
been
when is
first run up
that?
there twice.
And
So
when is that?
hopefully third September 21st.
You
September
had been first
21st.
run up so many times. You remember I gave you the idea to be the queen of first
Yep,
run
and I
up.
did it at Duval, the
Oh,
queen
did
of first
you?
runner up,
Okay. Again, after
and I
being the
won
queen.
presentation. I didn't win the pageant, but
Yeah. Shout out to
I
Duval. I
was
love it.
competing against your best friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was shouts out to Monica.
Shout out to Monica. But
But yeah, yeah, that's what I'm getting ready for. Yeah, so I have
That's
aspirations to do a few things, and I want to go places that I've never been. I've never been to Continental.
mhm.
okay.
I've never been to US of A.
Okay.
Um, yeah, those are pages I would like to do. And then I'll circle back.
You just circle back.
Yeah, explore everything.
Yeah, I've never
Don't
even
limit
been to Continental
yourself.
to view it, so I want to go
You
to
should
view it
come
too.
view it. It's a good time.
Trent, I can't afford that. I ain't rich like you.
Listen, don't say what you can and can't afford. If you put that in your mind, that's what you're gonna
They
believe.
said that.
Let me tell you
They
something.
said
When I
that.
was coming up and didn't
Y'all,
really have no
so
money, I
nobody
still
noticed.
went and got
Trent has
things.
given me some of the best makeup bookings I have ever had
Listen,
in my
I
career.
love your makeup. I think you're one of the best.
Oh,
You're in my top 5 for makeup. I love your makeup.
really?
He
Yes,
said that
it's
before we got
butter.
on before we got
It
on
is
air.
butter.
He
It's
said
butter.
that about you.
Yeah,
He
Oh, thank
really
you.
did.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I
Thank you.
love
I was
makeup
gonna
artists.
get painted for the interview, but when I seen that it's behind the filter, I was like, you
Uh,
know what? I just be regular degular me. Actually, I really could have pulled this wig off because I really be in the house in a bonnet.
yeah.
But I
Uh-huh.
figure I put on some hair, it'd be nice.
No, you
What
could
do
be
you
your
love about
authentic
yourself?
self.
What is your
What do
favorite
I
thing
love about
about
myself?
yourself?
My therapist just asked me this same question.
Mhm,
My resilience. I think even though I feel like I've been dealt like some shitty cards,
mhm,
I still feel like I've been able to bounce back from everything that's been thrown at me.
Mhm.
And bouncing back doesn't mean being perfect. Bouncing back to me is being alive. Leaving home early. Ooh,
Yeah.
drug addiction.
Yeah.
I've been to jail.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of things. Health issues. I'm still here. So yeah, my
Mhm.
resilience, that's my favorite quality. And my ability to help other people find that quality in themselves.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Cuz
Finish
So
this
I
what do
for
you?
mean,
me. Finish this
So
for
what
me.
would you? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Trent. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, dummy. Finish this for me. I am my best when
mm, I am my best when I show up for me.
mm, and how do
I'm
you
my best
show
when I
up?
show up for me.
And how do you
Um
show up for yourself?
Showing up for myself is knowing when, like, remember we talked about being in the survival mode, is
Mhm.
Hmm.
knowing when I knowing now that I don't always have to be that way. Um because sometimes you need to stand up for yourself and be loud and be boisterous and take assertiveness, but then sometimes it's just letting it slide, letting it go, because it don't really mean that much. Like, sometimes people feel like I got or sometimes I ain't gonna say people. Sometimes I felt like I got to stand up and yell and be loud to be heard. But
Mhm.
then
Hmm.
sometimes, eh,
Sometimes a person who got presence can walk in the room and take up the
absolutely,
whole room without saying anything.
absolutely,
You know what I'm saying? So
and
you
believe
don't
it or
have to be the
not,
loudest one.
my therapist asked me, because I talk about Tanisha a lot in
Mhm.
therapy. She asked me why did I love her so much, because I said Tanisha could walk in the room and you would know she was there. She didn't have to say a word.
Mhm.
And my
Absolutely.
therapist
First of all,
said
you're gonna
I
smell
should
50 different
try.
perfumes.
That too. My therapist told me, she said, "Well, why don't you try that approach to your life?" And I've
Yeah.
done that here lately, and I've been able to walk into rooms and people notice me, and I was trying not to be noticed.
Hmm.
Mm.
And that, it just, showing up for yourself is knowing what to do, when to do what to do, when to do what, and what, like, how it will benefit you in the long run.
And
Like,
so, what do you?
even
Oh,
like
I'm
on
sorry. Go ahead.
Mondays, with the stars of the century, when I first got there, I felt like I had to show up and do all these extra things because it's the stars of the century. It's the longest running black drag show. They
Mm.
Hmm.
helped cultivate the talent that I am.
Mhm.
Now I just show up as myself, and when I show up, honey, some days I feel like real big giant hair. Some days I feel like a bob, and it typically, now when I show up and I'm there because I feel great, they make me feel welcome, and I'm enjoying what I'm doing, it shows, and it feels a whole nother type of way.
So, how does it feel to be a part of something so iconic? Because I mean, I'm sure there are many girls that wish that they had the opportunity
So I'm gonna tell
to
you the
be
truth.
of.
Believe it or
Hmm.
not, they just made it official, but I always been a part. I've been a part of the Stars Essentially since I was a kid. Really.
Yeah.
I was on the junior cast. And it's one thing to be a part of the show, but it's a different thing because they're my family. I never thought there would be a time where I was feeling down and I could call Naisha Dupree, or I could call
Hmm.
my auntie Nicole, or I could call Stasha and say, "Hey, I'm not feeling great today," and they give me words of encouragement. But I feel like that now, so it is a wonderful feeling to be a part of the legacy as far as the show part, but it's an even better feeling to feel like you're a part of the family that it is.
That is awesome. So, if you could describe Naisha, how would you describe
I tell
not?
him all the time. She's like somebody's actual grandmother. So it was a time we were out, and I think Trent was with us. We were out eating, and actually, yeah, Trent was there because Trent and Ava were going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth about MBU or something. And Nisha, um, she said Big Chris was there, and she said, Big Chris, you know what? This is your fault. Because you brought your big ass in here, you brought all the negativity with you. She did what a grandmother would do. She diffused it with her comedic relief, and it just, yeah, that's how I describe her. Because she, even So when I first got back, I did this a little drag competition. It's like a 8 week competition, and I had said, "Oh, I'm gonna do my makeup real soft and subdued and subtle." And she said, "Why the hell would you mess with your artistry? Your brand is what you do." She said, "Nobody can do what you do with brushes."
But people
And
can
she was
get
like,
get
"That's
in our head sometimes too. You know
huh?
what I'm saying? People can get in your head sometimes too. Like, oh, I got too much of this on. I need to do this. I need
Yes,
to do that. And it's a
yeah."
lot of times we don't realize that what we are is enough in a room full of people.
Absolutely, and
You don't
that's
have
what she
to.
did. She said that
Yeah.
to me, and then I
Mhm.
have people like Trent, pour into me. That feels great. But yeah, Naisha, she like actual granny. That's my granny.
That is so awesome.
Well, I'm so
So
glad you decided to. I'm sorry, Donnie. I'm cutting you right off. My bad.
no, no, baby,
No, you
Go
had
listen.
ahead.
you
No,
had
I
another
want to hear what
question.
she was gonna ask because I love
Yeah,
Dominic. You asked some good questions.
yeah.
No, no, I've let you live in me, and we had a baby, so you can cut me off anytime you want to.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes, honey.
I didn't know this was that type of show.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you listen.
Beyond
The
the
things,
filter. Take it all
the
off.
oh, baby, listen. The conversations that we
No,
have
I really
offline.
enjoyed this because I tell people oftentimes we are only looked at as our on stage personas.
That's it.
And people
Mhm.
gotta realize that there are real people behind those big wigs and huge earrings and rhinestone dresses and stuff. It's real people behind all of that stuff.
Mhm. It's real issues. It's real problem. Everybody goes through something.
Real pain.
Yes. Yes.
Because a person literally, when I was first going through what I was going through, told they was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, girl, you strong. You'll get over it." How do you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
I wanted to ask that person like the here now. What would you have done if you told me you strong, you'll get over it, and I died the next day? They'd have been fucked
Mhm.
up,
And you didn't get over it.
and I didn't get over it. Because everybody doesn't. In the last 22 months, I have three close friends of mine have passed away from uh complications with addiction.
Yeah.
That's that.
So do you
Everybody
have a
don't get
class
over
you
it.
go to stay um inspired to stay off? Do you go to like a group class, a group or
I
nothing?
did, but um the groups to me they work for some people,
Okay.
but in the midst of the groups are just like the groups for any addiction are like AA or whatever,
Yeah.
um and you share, right? So in the midst of sharing, sometimes people are glorifying the high, and
Mm.
so it can be counterproductive in a sense. It can make you say, "Oh, girl, I should," you know. So I just kind of I do my therapy with my therapist, and then I have two friends that we have our own little group, but we don't share in that sense. We share in a different way. We don't talk about when we used to get high. Oh, I had a great time, and girl, I had these
Mm.
four boys, and they ran a train on me, and it was fun. And no,
'Cause you remember, I know what you remember. I remember what size you told me you
I
liked.
still,
I ain't
yeah,
gonna say that. I'm not gonna
14
say it.
point five so far.
And that's
Oh my.
somebody cock size?
Yeah.
14.5.
Yes.
With girth.
With girth. Oh yeah, because
Oh,
baby, it's not big. It's length plus width.
really? And
Length
so
plus
and so
width.
and so let me ask.
Go ahead. I'm
May
very
may
transparent.
may I ask?
Uh huh.
So why do you feel it takes that? I mean,
No, no,
it
no.
does it.
No. That's not what it takes. That's just the biggest I've
What you
gone.
what you what, oh, I thought you said that's what it takes.
No, I just
So
start.
okay,
I start at 10 though.
let's start with let's do the comparison then. So when you have one that's on the smaller end of the spectrum,
We're gonna start at 10. We
it
not start. It has to be double digits.
it has.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Like when you go to the fair, you got to be this big to ride this ride.
Yeah.
I'm the fair.
And
Oh
how big
my
you gotta be?
At least 10.
10. She said at
I mean,
least
if you're
10.
talking about,
What's your favorite
going
song?
in
Deep
me,
Water?
huh?
What's your favorite song? Deep Waters?
No,
Because you got deep waters, baby. You got to have all that.
no, what is my favorite song? Rochelle for real. I can explain. It's my favorite song.
Oh yeah, I love that song too.
She's my favorite artist, actually.
So if you could pick a song then that describes what you've been through,
Mm.
what song would you pick? And
Oh,
then
I like that.
give us a song.
Tasha Page Lockhart, Nobody But Jesus.
Oh,
And then what about where you are now? What you've
Tasha Page
overcome?
Lockhart, Nobody But Jesus.
Nobody but Jesus. Wow.
nobody but Jesus. That's the only one can do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one can
Yeah,
do it.
cause I mean, she literally talks about being addicted to drugs and um, like when I OD, when I came to in the hospital and stuff, I couldn't even explain. Like she said, I couldn't even tell. It was something I couldn't even tell my mama. Like I
Mhm.
couldn't even explain to my mother how I got to where I was,
Yeah.
and this is the catch 22 today. I told y'all my mom was tough on me, like
Mhm.
Mhm.
extremely tough on me. But when I called my mom and I said, "Hey, look, I'm going to rehab. I'm addicted to drugs," she said, "Okay, baby, I got you. I understand." She didn't. She didn't question it. She didn't try to dissect it or anything. She said, "Okay, baby, I got you. I understand." When I called her and told her, "Hey, ma, I'm done with Atlanta. I need somewhere to stay." Mom didn't even own a car. She rented a car, and in 5 hours she was in Atlanta, and she stays 4 hours away.
Okay.
It was instant, But yeah, yeah, Tasha Page Lockhart. Yeah, that's I listen to that song every day, and then I also order my steps.
I love Order My Steps.
Yeah.
I love Order My
Because, like I
Steps.
said, I don't believe in the God that they talk about necessarily in the Bible, but I do believe
Mm-hmm.
in a higher power, and I definitely believe that the universe, if you believe in it and you think the way I think, because I think everything that's good for Deasia, I'm gonna get to it. You know how people apply for a job and they say, "Oh, girl, such such got my job." No, they couldn't have, because it was if it was for you, you would have got it.
You
You
would
would
have
have
got
got
it.
it.
So I
Mhm.
always say, order myself. Let me get to where I'm supposed to go.
So it seems your spirituality is very important to you.
Yes,
And it seems to be a really source of strength
yes, it
for you
is.
because you just start glowing and you just really light up in a different way when you start talking about that. And so, yeah.
Yeah, it's important. I mean, you have to have some type of faith system to go through the stuff I've been through and still be here. Because at one point, it's like, why me? Why me? Why me? But then I thought, I changed it. Now I said, why not me?
Why not me? I'm the
He
perfect
made
person
me.
to
He
go
made
through this school.
them, they,
Mhm.
he, she, we. No, just like made me a certain way, and I feel
Mhm.
like I've carried some of the loads that I've carried to show people that you can carry this. You can carry this
Yeah.
and be all right.
So do
Mhm.
you think that you've talked to people about your journey and do you ever feel that you've come across some people that were very judgmental and had
Absolutely.
mhm.
So the first time I ever spoke about it was I won a pageant in Miami called Miss South Florida. I spoke about it during question and answer. And not even the next day, that night, I had at least 15, 20 people inbox me. Why would you say that on stage? And I thought more of you. And okay. But at the same time, I've also had people to inbox me and be thankful for my candor and to ask me for resources to help them deal with whatever they were dealing with. So, I at first I was like, damn, I messed myself up. But at the same time, I'm like, well, you know what? No, because like I said, everything you go through makes you who you become. And I think that I'm a courageous person for being able to say, yeah, I
You are
went through this.
courageous. You are courageous.
You are.
And
You really
and
are.
it's hard to even utter the words that you uttered tonight. That's hard because people are judgmental. They do like to hold you to your defeats and stuff like that. But also, like you said, it helps people too. I can remember back in the day before it got popular to talk about HIV and AIDS. Tanisha used to always talk about it in her
Yes, she
question and
would.
answer and stuff, and people would be like, "I'm so sick of her always talking about HIV and AIDS." Like people really get angry, but at the same
Hmm.
time, there were people who would call her and say, "Hey, I think I need to go get
I'm one
tested.
of
Can you
them.
go with me? Can you direct me to a doctor?" You know what I'm saying? So it helps people.
Absolutely.
People hate to talk about uncomfortable things because
They
we
do.
afraid of people judging us and putting a stigma on us. But we're not a sum of our mistakes.
Right.
We make it through that. you champion through that. And that's such a beautiful thing because I'm sure you had so many dark nights on that drug. Because listen, I've
Ooh.
watched my mama with over a 40-year addiction. I know you've had so many dark nights that you even have
Shit,
time to
even
sit
even
down and
even
talk about
after, more so after, because the drug had become the crutch. Okay, if I feel bad, do the drug.
it. Yeah.
If I'm upset, do the drug.
Do the
If
drug.
I'm real happy, I had a good week at work, bitch, do the drug. And so, so now it's, I had a bad week. I gotta talk about it. Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I had a, I had a rough week. I stay in a rooming house.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All I do is drag and makeup for a living. I don't have a
Mhm.
regular job. I haven't navigated finding a regular job just
But
yet.
that is a regular job.
That is.
You're good at that. You get to
It's
do
just not
that.
where you want to be, but
You're not where you want to
Yeah.
be.
Well, thank y'all. See, even
celebrate
there,
it.
you'll say
Celebrate
things,
that.
and God will give you just what you need to hear. So
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
So what?
um,
So Deidre, let me ask you though. Just to piggyback off what we were just talking about, how do you feel then about the gay community's need for perfection, to appear
Mm.
perfect,
oh,
to appear
I
to
think
be
That's a
these
good
perfection
people
question,
is
that
Dominique.
a perfection is an ideology that will never exist, right? That
Mhm.
people, I don't even fathom in my mind, and it's always, I want to say this to politically correct. No, I'm not. It's always the bitch who don't have nothing that is judging someone based on this criteria. You got to have all of this, but
Mhm.
you want me to have all of this, but you got this. I'm
Mhm.
confused. or
Mhm.
or people who they've created this facade of perfection, judging you based upon that. I just think it's a bit unfair. Or it's a bit unrealistic too, because
Mhm.
I think what was an A or a win or a 10 for me might be a 4 or 5 to somebody else. But we should stop judging ourselves based upon somebody else's scale. I
Mhm.
judge me based on me. I had one of my sons when I since I got back. He came to my little place of living. He was like, "Girl, you don't feel something type of way. You had a 3 bedroom apartment and did it." No, bitch, I don't. You feel some type of way. I feel
And see,
great.
that's the devil right there. That's the devil. They know how to come in those moments, like if you was in an idle moment when your mind was so idle, and let that in, you would start beating yourself up about what you don't have, and
Absolutely,
then
absolutely.
you will forget to appreciate what it is
What
you
you
do
have,
have. Yeah.
absolutely. And see, I've gotten very, very um comfortable in being appreciative of what I have,
Mhm.
because I had all of this stuff. I had a beautiful apartment. Since you came, I had
Yeah.
a beautiful apartment. I had a nice
Yeah.
car. I had
And it was
two good
expensive
jobs,
too.
and I was not happy.
Yeah.
I was unhappy as fuck. I
Mhm.
was miserable every day.
Yeah.
I would be, I tell people all the time, lips was a goal of mine. I wanted to work there so bad. I didn't even know why I wanted to work at lips. I wanted to work at lips because I applied one day and they said no. Bitch,
Mhm.
no. This shit says the ultimate in drag dining. And in my head, bitch, I'm one of Atlanta's #1 drag queens. Bitch, y'all got me
Okay.
fucked up. So I kept applying. I applied to lips. You could only audition the last Sunday of every month. I applied to lips 10 times. That means 10 months. It took me 10 months before I got noticed.
Whoa.
And I got to work there. And then when I worked there, after about 2 or 3 years, I kind of started to hate it. But nobody knew that.
Mhm.
And they wanted me to stay a certain size because I wore revealing costumes and this, that, and third. And I started to do
So
certain
more
things to,
pressure. More
huh?
pressure.
Yes, I started to do certain things. So even like I like the money, and I like how people in their minds put me in a different place,
Mhm.
judgmental wise, as far as being perfected and being perfect. Put me in a different. Okay, I like how people treating me now. So okay, I gotta keep it up. Girl, bitch, please. I'm comfortable in my room doing the show when I want to do the show, and being all right. So yeah, that whole the gay world's version of what perfect is, honey, ain't none of us perfect.
None of us. We all
Far,
go through
far
things.
from it.
Mhm.
absolutely, absolutely. Whew. You have really taken us down through there, sugar pie.
Yeah.
You have really taken us, and I mean, and
Yes.
just the positive feedback that we're getting in the comments about people
Okay, because I
saying
can't
how
see the
they how
comments.
how appreciative they are with your transparency. And once
Mhm.
again, that's what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah, I do.
that's
I
what
do.
the
Can I do something real quick if y'all don't mind?
Do it, baby.
absolutely.
So I have a show on Tuesday nights called Turn Up Tuesdays, and I had a young lady to come do my show. She's 19 years old. She's a 19-year-old trans woman,
Okay.
and something happened during her number. Miss Dominic, I'm sure you can attest. Probably the worst thing that can happen when you're doing the show
From the
I
happened,
think
window to the
and
wall.
huh?
From the window to the wall.
Yeah, yeah, the worst thing that yeah, and
Mm.
yeah.
yeah, and she was really, really embarrassed. Her parents were there, her sister was there, and I just wanted to tell her that I'm so sorry that it happened to you. The person that shared it, I just couldn't believe that the person that shared it and kept sharing it multiple
Mm,
times. I reached out to the person and said, "Hey, take that down. It's not, that's
Yeah.
not really the best thing to do." Get what they told? They told me they was a comedian, and oh well. But yeah, I just want to apologize to that young lady, because that is just not.
And that was just
But
nutting you can do. How about
yeah, it was nothing I could do. I
yeah.
just felt so bad because I invited her, and she's really really sweet.
That's okay.
But
Things happen. She'll get
yeah,
past.
oh, you sound like Ava. Ava said she won't let it happen again.
She'll laugh. She'll look back over and laugh. We come from that though. I mean, the world is so sensitive now.
Yeah.
We come from falling on our ass really, really hard.
Oh, bitch,
People
it happened
laughing
to
at us,
me, and it happened to
getting
me at
back up.
Lips.
oh
Bitch.
wow, did it really?
Oh, and
Oh,
I'm talking about
so your other
hers
lip
was
came
a
out.
hers was a slip. Mine was a
Ring ding dong. Ring da ding
I
ding
had
ding
kicked,
dong.
and she said, "Hey,
Oh,
bitch." And the thing about lips is, guess what? Them people take pictures, and you ain't got no control over what they do with
sure don't. And they when they got good cameras,
them. Yes, they do.
Oh my
they got good
goodness.
things. They got
Yeah,
good.
but I just wanted to
Um,
do it because that's my. She's so sweet. That little baby is so sweet.
so Deasia, being in a better place now,
Hmm. Yes,
I
yes.
want you
I
to
wake up
speak.
every day happy that I'm alive and appreciative and thankful.
But being in this place now, which is a beautiful place, I'm so happy you there because I root for you because I know people don't talk about how that struggle enough. It's a struggle to get up and every day and choose
Woo!
sobriety over, because it's easy. I smoke my weed. I sit down and but I know that's a different monster. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's
But
a mental. It's a mental thing. It fucks with your
literally,
brain, literally.
what would you say to that girl that was strung out really bad? What advice and I don't speak to that girl real quick before we get off of here.
Keep fighting. I would tell her to keep fighting, because um, somebody in therapy asked us to describe our addiction, like describe what it felt like. It felt like I was underwater drowning. I could see
Mm,
myself on above the water as the lifeguard, and I could scream to the top of my lungs, but I couldn't hear myself, if that makes sense.
Mm,
mm.
mm,
And at some point, just the tip of my nose touched above the water, and little bit by little bit, I've been climbing out of the water more and more and more. There's still parts of me, like I would say, from my waist down, might still be in the water, but I can
Okay.
see that I can breathe now.
You can breathe now.
Okay, I'm coming out of it, if that makes sense.
I love
But
that.
yeah.
I what I do is I um I align myself a certain way where I'll never be pulled back underwater.
I love that. I love that.
That's all.
Well, cheers to
Wow.
you. I'm so
Well,
proud of you, right?
thank y'all.
Kudos.
That is
Kudos
that
to
that
you.
is huge. Like I tell you, I watch addiction. I've seen so much addiction. People I went to school with still on drugs and stuff, and it's amazing. And your story will help somebody. It was a quote I had from I watched Michelle Obama's I Am Old podcast, and she said something on there. And let me pull that up right quick. And you make me think about it too. She said you have to build a life where you give more than you take in order to get anything out of life. I thought that was so profound because sometimes we
Hmm.
just in this life take, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
and we took a lot of things for granted.
yes, yes.
That like simple stuff like my ability to breathe.
Oh
I
my God.
literally shot up crystal meth every day for about 10 months.
With a bad
But my
lung.
addiction lasts span over about 5 years total.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's bitches that smoke crystal meth the very first time
And
and
died.
OD.
Yeah.
So I can say like that's something to really be thankful for.
You have a
You know,
purpose here.
there are my mom spoke at one of my seminars before, and she told a parent she feels lucky because she got me back. Some people throw their kids away and don't ever get them back.
Ever get
I'm
them back.
grateful for the fact that I have a relationship with my mom because I don't she didn't have to. When I called her and said, "Girl, I can't do it no more. I'm sleeping under a bridge. I don't know where to go or what to do. I can
Hmm.
barely tell you my name." She didn't have to say, "Girl, I'm on the way." She could have said, "Okay, well, honey, you grown, figure it out." I'm
Yeah.
grateful for a lot of stuff. That's like I said when my child told me, "Oh, girl, you all you got is this room." Yeah, it's some
That's
people
all
don't
it
have
takes.
nowhere to sleep.
I'm
Period.
telling you.
It's a bitch
I'm
sleeping in
telling
a
you.
cardboard box, and even that it's. I kid you not. One time I met this young lady in Statesboro, Georgia. She
Hmm.
was sleeping in a cardboard box, and
Wow.
she said she was grateful. And I said, "Wait a minute." I was upset that I was staying with my mama.
Yeah.
But she was sleeping in a cardboard box and she was grateful. She said, "Well, baby, I still got breath in my body." She said, "I ate
Mm.
today. I might not know where I'm going if I'm gonna eat tomorrow, but I ate today." Like
Yeah.
being grateful, like people don't know, and just that in itself will align the universe for you in a whole nother type of way too.
Hmm.
Um,
Your story is
Oh,
so
yeah.
just so profound. It really does make you hearing hearing stories like yours really make you think
Mm.
about the things that you should be grateful for.
Absolutely, absolutely. I
It
appreciate
really
it.
does. It really causes a lot of self-reflection. And I know that a lot of people have been touched with what you have shared with us. And we really hope that have helped someone that needed to
Yeah,
hear
hope so. No, we
your
know we did
story.
because we doing what we supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. This is a gift for somebody, and thank you so much.
No, thank y'all. But if y'all
Thank
want to see me do shows,
Tell us about it. Where can
it's
we
at
find you at?
Heritage on Monday night with the Stars of the Century. Showtime is 11:15, and on Tuesdays, I am at Mix for Turn Up Tuesdays. It's not the
Okay.
regular show; it's a turn up show. So
Turn up Tuesday.
uh,
And the trade will be there too if y'all need some trade. They like to play video
it
games.
do be some trade now. It do be
Yeah.
a little trade. It's kind of give out trade. You was here when we used to have Thugged Out Tuesdays.
Man,
It's
listen, that
giving
was
Thugged
an
Out
amazing time.
Tuesdays.
Thugged Out Tuesday,
Ooh,
Tipsy Talented Tuesday with Queasy.
When Quincy used to say, "We got that goose that'll make you get loose for two
Yeah,
motherfucking dollars."
we had great times. We had great times.
ooh,
Ooh,
I'm in the wrong city.
Yeah,
you in
you never
wrong
know.
city.
Come
Where you
here
live at?
I'm in the wrong city.
I know
in
you live in
Ohio,
Ohio,
child.
right?
I
Yeah,
live in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh,
yeah.
girl, go over to Cleveland. Yeah, you had your little trade over
It's
there in
hot in
Cleveland.
Cleveland, like a sitcom.
Well, all right, y'all. I'm gonna get off of here. I'm tired and I'm old,
Okay,
and I
thank
can
you
tell the whole
so
interview
much.
I've been sweating. I'm hot.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you
Bye,
you
so
so
y'all.
much.
Love
much.
It's been
y'all.
our
Love you too.
pleasure. Wow.
Wasn't that amazing?
Another really
Heartfelt.
amazing conversation.
Yeah, yeah, heartfelt and honest.
Just very very blessed to be able to just to hear someone's story and to hear what they've gone through and just see how they've overcome it,
Hmm.
but yet still working their way through it.
Yes, and and
And
and
again,
and sur- surviving in that space because it's a
mhm,
hard thing. I've seen people struggle for years. Surviving in that space and still being of this community, of the same place that sometimes that broke you in a sense, to come back
yeah,
to it and still have this love for it. That's a lot. That was a lot. Thank you, Deasia. We love you so much. And such a talented makeup artist. I just love her to death. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you so much. And
yes,
I wanted to talk about before we got off because when Flame came on, we was going to talk about a few things. But like I said, I love Flame. Flame can She's got, a gift of gab. She can talk well. So we going where she go, you know.
Yes, absolutely.
But we also had Alpha and Omega Black Universe. This is
They
the
look
reigning
they look
king, queen, and
wonderful.
plus. They look amazing.
They
Um,
do.
um, they had four contestants: Adonis Dickerson, Keyshawn Gotti Ross, Zahara Delvey, and Portia Paris. And the
Mhm.
winners were um, these two beautiful people.
Oh my God.
They look amazing. This young
They
lady,
do.
this lady has started a stir when she won the prelim. Everybody like, who is this? Who is this girl? She is absolutely stunning.
She is.
Universe is heating up. Uh, of course, Keyshawn is a very handsome guy. They look great together. It's really heating up this year. Are you coming to the verse?
Yes, listen. Absolutely. Yeah, especially after last year. It was, I mean, to see us in our moment,
Thank you, Steven.
it was absolutely amazing. So yeah, no, I cannot miss it.
And you had
I,
good seats
I, I
last year. My seat wasn't as good as yours. You was right there at the stage. Who you was sitting with?
Marcos.
Oh, Marcos.
and
He,
so and so I already sent him my notice saying I will be there this year. Please include me at the Pope table.
oh, I
Not
might be
Olivia
in some.
Pope, but Marcos Pope.
Marco Polo. Marco, you
please,
got another thing. Because you
please,
know
yeah.
when them tables gonna sell, they go quick.
But yeah, it's gonna be really exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited to see
I
it
think
too.
it's really going to be exciting. Of course, Kennedy is going to be there. I have to support my sister.
Kennedy,
I'm excited about the return of Natasha. I text her
absolutely.
today. I'm excited about seeing Natasha. Yeah, I'm ready.
I
I'm
want
excited.
Natasha to come back like Natasha used to be back in 2000, like the early 2000s. Natasha used to take no prisoners. I'm talking about that girl could walk through the building. I'd be like, man, we'd be running all around the building. I want to see that Natasha down that runway, because I know she got it. You don't lose that type of thing.
No, no, no. You
No,
don't. You
you don't
don't.
lose that. You don't lose that, and I know she went away from pageantry for a minute, but she's one of the girls who never won that probably could have already been a former because, she's already Miss Black America, Miss Sweetheart, and all of the things are the things, and she's one of those girls who would complete a bit of a puzzle of the girls um, who who just could have been, and it leads me to think about what I was telling you earlier about the unrequited love, the unrequited queen. The girls who
Mhm.
love the pageant so much, but it almost seems like the pageants don't love them back the same because they get so close all the time, and then they create this big fanfare of people that come just to see them. Every year they think this might be their year. This might be their year. They always did these pageants, but they never really got their just due. First runner
Mhm.
up, first runner up, first runner up. You know some queens like that.
I think I find that to be true as it relates to Whitney for
Whitney
US of
Page,
A.
U.S. of A. Yes,
And you talk about somebody that really wanted to be US of A
yes.
really, 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 really badly, and
I remember
and
that.
it
I
never,
remember that era of it.
yeah, and it never happened. I think that probably Tanisha could be one of those people who
Mhm.
she really wanted to be MBU wholeheartedly.
Oh my
That was
god.
ingrained in her. Yeah.
It became this thing that she just had to be there. And she had been blessed with so many titles in her lifetime. She had just been so blessed, but it was just one thing that she wanted the most. And it's like she gets so close, but yet so far, you
Yeah.
know? And then she created this fan base of people who just wanted to see her win. Like, we just got to see it, but it just would never happen. And I always say this too, everything ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Rejection sometimes become a form of God's protection for us, but we want what we want when we want it. You got queens like Sheena Hawkins. We Everybody wanted Sheena to be Miss Black Universe. I don't know if you remember that era of Sheena competing, but People want to see that crown go on Sheena head. Tandy Iman Dupree, Black America. This girl wanted Black America. Like, and I've told you that when in Memphis, every girl wants to be Miss Black America.
Yeah.
Every girl. And Miss Tandy would go every single year. And I remember that year she fell out of the ceiling. I said, she going through great extra. When she was rehearsing this talent, the Superman talent, the Superwoman talent, he was rehearsing in her apartments. They was throwing her and like picking her up. D St. James, Lord rest his soul, my dad. He was picking her up and throwing her in the yard. They don't know if glass was in the yard. They don't know, but
Just chunk a bit.
just talking a bit. They out there, I need a hero. Bam. Like, what the and she was just laying into these splits, and it was just like, I said, this girl want this better than anything in life,
So
Oh,
so at rehearsal, she was
but
falling
not
out
out
the
the ceiling.
ceiling
No,
then?
no, 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 no. There's a part where he would pick her up and throw her, and she'll land into a split. And that's what they was rehearsing. She didn't think to fall out the ceiling until she got to the venue at registration. She was like, I wonder, can I come out the ceiling? You know,
And she figured out a way to get up in there.
she found a way. She found a way.
Tony Terrell Thomas is saying Paula Sinclair.
Paula Sinclair, yeah. We got Amelia Black. Amelia Black is never be like I always want to see her win Continental. She was one of the most gorgeous face that ever hit that stage. You would think a girl like her would win off of face alone. You know, she got first run up to MBU, first run up to NBA. And she didn't want the type of girl to come back this way a lot, but Continental was a thing. I always want to see her win that.
But do you think though that sometimes we can want something so badly that the universe keeps it from us?
Absolutely, because it may not be the best thing for us for
Yeah.
whatever reason. For whatever
Hmm.
reason. I'm not saying any system is bad or would treat them bad, but I'm just saying there's a reason, and you have to sometimes you have to accept that thing and walk away from that thing and be like,
Hmm.
okay, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen for me. And you gotta be okay with it,
Yeah.
because nothing validates you but yourself. You win and you think like, oh, this gonna put me in a different realm of life, and you be like, when it was just okay. It was just, that type of thing, you know.
And just to
The
think
Nick,
about what the Asia said when she said that she spent $20,000.
yes, yes,
Trent, I have known a contestant that told me that she and her husband took out a mortgage on
yes,
their house
yes.
so they could compete. And I said, "Oh my God, is it
Did the person
that?"
win?
No, she did not.
See, see,
I don't
and
think
then
I don't even I'm not even positive that I don't even think she made the 5.
see what I'm saying? See
I
what I'm
think she
saying?
made the 10, but she didn't make the 5, and she hasn't been back to the pageant since. And
She's still paying off that mortgage.
I think this is 3 or 4 years ago that and I'm not laughing because I'm just thinking about it though that, yeah, this was like 3 or 4 years ago, and she has not been back since. And so it just makes you wonder though, even though, you love the accolades, you love the ability to, to be amongst our people, you enjoy the experience of traveling, but at the end, right?
Mhm.
I mean, is it really worth it?
What is it
I
worth?
mean, what is it would be really interesting to, just to ask some people of all the years that they've done pageantry and all the money that they've spent doing pageantry. In this moment, do they feel that it was money well
Well
spent?
spent,
And
uh-huh.
and with the ones that they've won, and with then also including the ones that they didn't win, do you feel fulfilled? Was it a fulfilling investment? And did you get a return? I mean, you never get back out of it what you put into it, but in some way, as it relates to gratification or satisfaction, do you feel that it was well worth the investment that you put into doing
That's a good
pageantry?
question. That's a good question. Because all you get from it after a while, like you even see people don't really come back as formers no more. You know what I'm saying? You look at a lot of systems now, like even the bigger systems, a lot of them don't come back. And then the ones They've been around for a long time. They got osteoporosis. They got, arthritis around the joints and shit. And they walking limping out there saying, Miss such and such 1974. Like, what do you do with it after all these years, after all the money spent? Do you are you worth that? Was they really investments? Because when you invest money, that becomes your asset. That's what you're
Mhm.
worth. Like, what are we worth after all of this is over?
I mean, I guess, but but once upon a time, when you won these major titles, they became a part of your resume, and that's what
Mhm.
made you be high, one of the higher paid people when you went to go do shows, and you could make your ask, and you got what you asked for because you were this or you were that. But the game has kind of changed.
The game has changed
The
immensely.
game has the game has changed a lot, and what are a lot of bars in putting all of those dollars into?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
the reality entertainers now, because they know that these people
A
are going to
pack a
pack
crowd.
places out and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So that's why when people say support everybody, that is important, because everybody's worth what based off of the work that they've put into it. Everybody's, deserves to be paid what they're worth.
I think so too, and like you said, the game has changed so much. The bars are not the same. They're not booking the girls like that. So what do you do now? It's so many shows in Atlanta sometimes. Sometimes it can feel, overwhelming because there's so many shows, but the shows ain't just packed like that no more. Because I think after the pandemic, I think something happened. There was a switch in the
Hmm.
world. You know what I'm saying? And it's never gotten back to what it should be no more. The shows are barely surviving in a sense, if you will. I remember it being so packed, you had to park all the way down the street, and walk so far just to get, it's inside of the venue. It's not that no more.
But you know what though, Trent? Though I think what the pandemic taught us, it taught a lot, some of us, because some of us reverted back to our old ways, but it
Mhm.
taught a lot of us how to live on a budget, and it taught a lot of us how to live, how that we could live without certain things. I can live without going to the club every night.
Yeah.
I can live without spending all this money. You get home after a night of drinking with your friends, and you done spent almost $200 buying drinks and alcohol and stuff like that. People learned that, oh, I don't have to do all that. If you're not coming over to my house to hang out, because I'm not going out there, I think
Yeah.
it taught people a different way of living.
Yeah.
Some of us
Then
actually did learn something from the pandemic.
mhm.
There are some of us that we were so ready to break out of jail. Now
Yeah.
we spending more money than we were spending
Oh,
before.
I'm telling you. Sometimes you see people buy drinks at the bar all night. I'm like, damn, they don't realize you come here and do this every night, you're gonna spend a check. You're gonna spend up a bag
Baby,
doing this. Yeah. Yeah. So
listen.
it's oh, that's different. So you thinking about coming to Continental?
Yes, I think so, because I definitely would love to see the boys. Really, I'm really excited about the boys. I think I need to. Not
Mhm.
need to. It's not that, but I've got the time, and one thing that I have to learn how to learn, Trent, is that I've got to learn how to stop working, but never reward myself for the work.
Yes, yes,
You know what I'm
yes.
saying? And so
Mhm.
this is something like when I went to the professional tennis tournament last I went Sunday, and it was,
Mhm.
of all the years that I followed tennis and I've loved tennis, I've never been to a pro tournament. And just to be there and to see these people that I've watched on TV all these years, to actually see it. And so that was something I did nice for myself. And I've got to start doing other stuff nice for myself, because what's the point in working this hard? I mean, Sean gets the benefits of it, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna die and never done good stuff for myself. So I think I am going to try to come for the event.
Okay. So you need to call Antonio King and let him know you
Yeah,
coming.
yeah, probably
Yeah.
final night for the
Yeah.
males, and then do the girls.
Yeah. The girl's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to see it. One thing I was thinking about the other day, like I see a lot of people post about, like dancers, makeup artists, hairdressers, dressers, all these things. I meant to say this one time, like I don't think we realize enough how we have to have our own stuff together too, just to even be on the road with people. You know, I was thinking about it in retrospect when I'm with my clients. A lot of times they ask me to put my credit card on the room. I don't have to pay for the room, but this goes down for incidentals. You know, if they forget to get your car or something like that, you need to have an app on your phone that gets you there. They'll reimburse you later. You know, uh, when you're going through TSA, when you with your clients or with people, try to get TSA pre-check if you can, because it's quicker to
Hmm.
get through the lines and stuff. You need to be a person that knows how to travel, because you when you with people that's spending money on you, you got to make sure that you have the things you need to on your end. Because a lot of times, if you come in the day after they there and they already checked your room in for you, and all you got to do is have an incidental card, you can't be calling them in the middle of the night and say, "Hey, I need somebody to come down here and put a credit card," because they buying the room for you. They may not trust you enough to have their card for incidentals, because if you mess up something in the room, that's gonna go to their card, right?
Hmm.
So I think we need to learn how to travel too, as entertainers, as people that there's people's helpers and stuff. We got to have what we need to on our end. We can't always think that somebody's supposed to take care of everything for us. So that's just a word to the wise.
Do you know any adults who still need lessons on adulting?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you know people? Because even though they've made it easier for, because now they've got the Chime bank
Yeah.
accounts and all that stuff. Do you know people who still don't have bank accounts
Yeah.
and
Yes.
stuff?
Yes. I know bitches with got bank accounts with nothing in it. I know bitches who ain't got them. I know people who got an ACE card. I know bitches who still operate on Green Dot, and I don't even think that's available no more. So yeah. But it's those a lot of people on the scene don't have the things that they need, and you got to have it sometimes. You
Hmm.
know, you got to have it sometimes. 'Cause when you flying into somebody's prelim or something, and we never think about this, but they got a lot of people to pick up, a lot of stuff to do. They got the club to go open up for registration. They got to do this, and oh, I'm waiting on them to pick me up from the airport. Sometimes get yourself there. Get
Yeah.
yourself there. Because if you begin to be this person that's easy to work with, then they'll always work with you. If I gotta
Yeah.
say, oh no, Dominique ain't never got her shit together. Dominique
Yeah.
always like this, and Dominique always like this. Then I'm not inclined to book you. But
Right.
you come with too much, But if I got somebody, on the other hand, I'd be like, Dominique, let me book her because she always got her shit together. I ain't got to worry about Dominique, you know. So you got to be like that when you traveling. You got to know how to travel, and you got to always, y'all, dancers, makeup artists, hairdressers, everybody, have enough money on your person to get back home if you need to.
Self-sufficiency is a real thing,
It's a real thing because
and there are some. Go ahead.
you
'Cause-
somebody said invest in stock, buy land, build your portfolio. Amen. Get you an IRA Roth if you ain't got no retirement plan, pay into that thing We got to get tight with our money. After a while, doing these pageants and
Mhm.
shit, spending all this money, begging people for sponsorship and shit, asking, putting up a goddamn chart of how much you want to give me for. I don't want to give you shit. I want you to have enough insight to see that shit is changing in this world. We got to take this money sometime away and invest in something. We got to have something for ourselves, because when shit happening, shit happening. And I want and they charging $85 and shit to get up in these motherfucking places and shit. I don't know now.
It's you do look at some people and you just be like, you do all of this, and not being judgmental in any kind of way, but you kind of be like, other than what you have on your back when you're on stage,
Yeah.
what
What
do
is
what do
it?
you have to show for all of that you've put into, especially for the people that do this for a living. It's just, you just kind of say, well, after this is over, or what if you're in a car accident and you're now paralyzed and you won't be able to walk on a stage ever again? What's your next? What are you going to do next? How are you going to live? Are you going to have to live off of live off the kindness of strangers, or
Yeah.
expect the community to have to,
The
so
respect.
you have to start kind of thinking about something, whatever that something is, or whatever you enjoy doing. Start, making putting some feelers out there, or start dibbling and dabbling in it, doing it freelance or whatever the
Mhm.
case may be. So if the time comes that you have to pull that card, you have that. Because just imagine being 60, 50, 60 years old and you've never been in the workforce. And then then no entertainment is no longer available to you. I mean, what are you going to do? Go to McDonald's? So, I think that, we just kind of have to start. I had to, I had to, well, I always had another job, as I
Mhm.
entertained, but but with everything, the way that it's going with this political climate, we really have to start being more cognizant of, we've got to start planning for the future and for what's next, because we have it today, but it could totally be gone tomorrow.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Well, Dominique, tonight has been another amazing night.
Absolutely.
I've enjoyed it immensely. I can talk to you forever, but we've been on this thing for 3 hours. We gotta
I know.
rest these bones.
Now, is that going to be our intention to
I
be
don't
on for
know.
three
Is it?
hours?
I
Because
don't know.
I know that we have had conversations about, sometimes you got to know when to shut up
Yeah,
and, and call
we
it
can
a,
talk. We can talk about it all, but yeah, I think we touched on a lot tonight.
yes.
Thank you, Flame, for coming in and kicking it with us. Flame's always a good time.
She is a very good time
Yes, and so
and a
supportive. I
misunderstood
love it.
person.
Yeah, but even with being misunderstood, even like when Flame, like you could be misunderstood, but there's somebody out there who understands it. It hasn't stopped the
Yeah.
bag. It still puts her in the forefront, you know,
Hmm.
to do the things that she loves. She get to be in spaces, and like me, like we are in spaces, y'all. We get to be in these spaces that a lot of people can't get into, and it's an amazing feeling. It's an amazing thing to be respected for your craft and the things that you do. So, you keep going. I'm gonna keep going. Everybody gonna keep going. We're gonna do this shit. No matter what's going on in this office, we're gonna rise above this shit. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna be good. But it is cause for concern. So we got to, put our antennas up. Thank you, Asia, for coming on here and
Oh my
agreeing to
God.
interview with us.
Yes.
That interview was so deep. It was so touching. It was so honest and raw. Um, I know people like it raw, but that was very, very insightful. So thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank
Dominique,
you,
for spending
Deasia.
this Thursday night with me. Um,
Thank you, Trent. I
yeah,
love your company and I
yes,
love your conversation.
yes, Lord. So we'll see y'all
Thank you,
again next
people, for
Thursday.
listening to us.
Thank y'all
Thank
for
you for,
tuning in, listen to us, share this live, tell somebody about it. We just going beyond the filter. We don't want to see a perfect um persona all the time. We want to go deeper than that. So yeah, love y'all.
love
See
you.
y'all next time.
Good night.
Good night. And I don't think I got no outro.